Yes, we are, and very fired up to be here. This is the quarterfinal round of the GHSA Class A Private State Football Playoffs, and the Darlington Tigers are here to take on Prince Avenue Christian. Of course, Darlington is 8-4 so far. Prince Avenue Christian, they've only lost one game. They're 10-1. These are two really, really solid football teams that are about to, of course, lock horns, so to speak, and it's going to be a tremendous amount of fun. I think we're in for a special night of football, Eddie.
Well, I think so, and isn't it great to be still playing the day after Thanksgiving? It's just a big deal, and this is rarefied air because this is a good Prince Avenue Christian team that Darlington has to face tonight. Of course, Darlington looks like they're peaking at the right time, played their best game of the year last week, and just a solid victory over Aquinas in Augusta. And this week traveled to Athens and here at the school, and the big P out there on the field, and it's kind of chilly, and
it's football weather.
It's football weather. Just exciting to be here. We're lucky, both of us, to be up here tonight.
Yes, sir, we sure are. And, of course, just to talk a little bit about the coaching staff here at Prince Avenue Christian, of course, at the helm is Greg Vandergriff. This is Greg's second season at the helm, and check out his record in the last two seasons. 22-2. He's won 22 games and only lost 2 at Prince Avenue over the last couple of seasons. Semifinal appearance last year, now in the quarterfinals. He's also been the head coach at Kell. I think that was only for one season a while back, and then Campbell in the state of Georgia. And that's pretty much all I know about him. But he's had some tremendous success here. He's got some really good players on this football team, and there's no question that Darlington, this is going to be one of the toughest tests, if not the toughest test that they've had, throughout the season. Obviously, Ridgeland's a little bit different a situation because they're a 4A school, but in terms of games like this is going to be a huge test for the Tigers. There's no question.
Well, there are only 8 teams left in the playoffs for single A private, so every week it gets geometrically more difficult. Aquinas was certainly better than anybody we've seen this year in the single A category, and Prince Avenue, they're a step above Aquinas. They beat Aquinas this year just like we did by close to the same score. So it's just tough. Only 8 schools. You got the 8 best teams in the state. Well, Darlington is playing one of the 8 best teams in the state.
That is so true, and playing on the road. But I think last week you kind of touched on this, Eddie. That game was so important. Obviously, you had to have the win to move on. But I think one of the biggest takeaways from that game, and we've got Tommy Atha, we had the opportunity to catch up with him earlier in the week, so we'll hear it from him in just a little bit. But I think one of the biggest takeaways from the game last week, they jumped out to a lead 13-0, and then got in the second half, and Aquinas finally started to get some rhythm going on offense, and they threw a couple of jabs, but everything they came up with, Darlington had an answer for it. They pulled away in the fourth quarter and came away with the win, and it makes you think back to the game against Mount Zion earlier in the year where Darlington had a lead, relinquished it, and couldn't get it back. But in this case, they turned that corner, and they were able to put it away, and I think there's a lot of maturity that came from that game.
Well, I think so, and of course, one of the things we saw in that Mount Zion game was Darlington had trouble covering their receivers. They were just open all night and behind our defenders. And the last week against Aquinas, they weren't able to do that. But Prince Avenue has a good core of wide receivers, and they also have a sporty quarterback.
Oh, yes, they
Grant
do.
Rowland, who is dangerous running or throwing the ball, and he's not afraid to throw the ball. I think you said 71% of their plays are passing plays.
Yeah, and he's racked up over 2,200 passing yards and 24 touchdown passes. And by the way, his favorite target is Christian Parrish. We'll be calling his name a lot tonight, more than likely. He has 1,200 receiving yards and 14 touchdowns. And when's the last time you heard some numbers like that from a high school team, let alone a Class A team?
That's what I was about to say, especially a Class A team. That's quite a gaudy number. And, he's only listed on here as 5'10", but you watch him in some of those games, and he really gets vertical really well, and he plays like a much bigger player.
Yes, he does. No question about that. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Darlington Tiger Football on WLAQ and also the live video stream. Do want to remind you at halftime it'll be the Steak and Shake halftime show as well as postgame. And then at the end of the game tonight, we're going to award the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. That's always a lot of fun, especially in a Darlington Tiger win, which is what we're hoping to see here tonight. But what we're going to do now is send it back to the studio. And by the way, this is Tommy Atha's third team to make it to the quarterfinals, so he has had some great success. We talked about that a lot last week, so I won't go over all those accolades today, but we did have a chance to catch up with him, and we're going to talk to him when we come back here on the pregame. It's Darlington Tiger football on WLAQ. We'll step out for a few minutes and come back with the head coach, Tommy Atha, after these messages. Thanks. Well, here we are live in Bogart, Georgia, to bring you Darlington Tiger football against Prince Avenue Christian in the quarterfinals, again, of the state playoffs in GHSA Class A Private. And to get here, Darlington, of course, they picked up a couple of wins in the playoffs. One was against Mount DeSales at Chris Hunter Stadium a couple of weeks ago. And then last week, they defeated 6th-ranked Aquinas 33-14 in the second round. Tajay Watley, what a great night he had on both sides of the ball. He rushed for 249 yards on 29 carries. He has 1,460 yards rushing and more than 2,000 all-purpose yards for the season. You can't say enough things about the contributions that young man has made to this football team.
Well, and that's sitting out 1.5 games, and you wonder where he would be if he had been full strength for that. And, of course, as Tajay goes, Darlington goes. So it's crucial tonight. We talked about this last week. For Darlington to win, he's got to have another game like that or something close to it.
He really does. Now, for Prince Avenue, they have made 7 straight quarterfinals and 2 straight semifinals, but they've never won a state title. And, of course, Sam Wessinger rushed for 141 yards in their 33-7 victory over Whitfield Academy last week. We talked about Christian Parrish and what he can do as a receiver, and Grant Rowland as a passer in terms of being a quarterback, and he also is a run threat. So there's a lot of things that you got to account for in terms of playing defense if you're Darlington going against Prince Avenue.
I was talking to Kevin Hunt today, the defensive coordinator for Darlington, and I asked him, I said, Kevin, what is the secret to stopping them tonight for y'all to win? He said, well, I don't know. He said they do everything well. They throw well, they run well, and if you cover their receivers well on a pass, if you don't have Grant Rowland bottled up, he's going to take off and run, and he's dangerous. And that's probably what scares him the most is Grant Rowland taking off and running and not having the lanes covered. Gap integrity on the pass rush is going to be crucial tonight. Covering the receivers is going to be crucial tonight. Linebackers having a big game and getting some penetration from the line and from the linebackers are going to be crucial. I watched Athens Academy, who beat them, and they just had penetration all night. They were just in Prince Avenue's backfield, and that's going to be the key. Darlington's got to get penetration tonight. Elijah Ball and Jacob Hunt are going to have to get penetration.
Just to kind of let you know who the captains for Darlington will be tonight as they're entering the field currently, you're going to have number 22, Keelan Stepp, also number 44, Jacob Hunt, number 54, Elijah Ball, and then number 2, Tajay Watley. And, of course, we talked about one of the keys to success for Darlington tonight is that young man and what he can do to kind of get this offense going. Pretty much when you look at the situation, as you mentioned, you got to have a situation with Tajay where he's got to have 100-plus yards and really have a big night. And then, of course, you know, one of the things that we've pointed out a lot over the last couple of weeks is how much Griffin Brewster, their quarterback, who's just a sophomore, how much he's matured and grown and looks a lot more comfortable out there in this situation. And so there are a lot of keys to this game, but you got to make sure that you can get the ball, you know, on the ground with Tajay Watley moving down the field.
Well, Darlington, even though Darlington had a game this year where they had more passing yards than running yards, which I don't know if I've ever seen a Darlington team do that in the 20 years I've been watching them, but they did that. But the Darlington is still at heart a running team.
Well, the captains for Prince Avenue Christian are making their way onto the field, so we're going to have the toss coming up here in just a few minutes. And I tell you what, we are 5 minutes away from the kickoff of this game, so what we're going to do is send it back to the studio for one more quick break, a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back for kickoff here on WLAQAM 1410 and the live video stream. It's Darlington Tiger football quarterfinal action at Prince Avenue Christian coming up after this break.
And number 60, Luke Wells.
Daniel Parrish's brother and Grant Rowland.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we hope that you all had a very happy Thanksgiving, but it's time to get back to work. It's time for high school football, and all set for this game to kick off. Darlington won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so we're going to see this Prince Avenue Christian offense that we've been talking about all week for the first time, and see how Darlington's defense can get started off in this game. Again, I'll go ahead and tell you the captains for tonight for Darlington. They were Tajay Watley, also Keelan Stepp. You had Jacob Hunt and Elijah Ball. For Prince Avenue, it was Grant Rowland, their quarterback, Christian Parrish. And then you had Daniel Parrish, his brother, as well as Luke Wells, and we are lined up and ready to go. Little has the ball teed up, and it is time for some high school football. Darlington Tiger High School football on WLAQ AM 1410. I'm Matt Davis. Along with me is Eddie Evans. And ladies and gentlemen, as Steve Conrad would say if he were here tonight, buckle your chin straps. It's time for high school football, and ladies and gentlemen, the ball is teed up. It is time as we wait just one more moment. I can't wait. I'm ready to say it, Eddie.
There, I heard the whistle.
Toe meets leather. It's going to be a pooch kick off to the left side that's going to drop at about the 30-yard line and go out of bounds. They don't want to give the ball to that return man they've got.
Nope, I don't blame them.
So Prince Avenue Christian is going to start close to their own 30. We'll see exactly where it went out of bounds, but we are underway.
At 35. Yeah, there they go.
The kick out of bounds. The Wolverines will take over first and 10.
So the 35-yard line, Prince Avenue Christian will have the ball, and we are officially underway here from Bogart, Georgia. Glad you're with us tonight, whether you're listening on the radio or if you're watching the video broadcast, same audio on both, and we certainly glad you're here. They're going to send a wide receiver off to the far side. They got three here to the near, and in the backfield is going to be Sam Wessinger. Here comes the snap to Grant Rowland. He's going to hand it off. They'll run a jet sweep on the first play, find some room to run, gashes him for about 9 yards. That was a heck of a play, and that was Brock Vandergrift, the freshman, on the carry.
Well, that's one of their more dangerous plays, and we'll see that. They were trips to the near side of us over here, and they had a single receiver out wide to the far side, and they ran the jet sweep to the weak side towards that single receiver over there and picked up 9 yards.
Well, I think it's going to be 10. They're signaling
yep.
First down. So now they're going to send two wide receivers to the far side, two to the near. Fresh set of downs from the 45 on their side of the field. Man goes in motion. They're going to hand it off and try to go up right tackle, and he's going to be brought down after a big gain of about 6 yards. That's Sam Wessinger with the carry for Prince Avenue.
Well, that's one of their favorite plays. They run that fake jet sweep there and take off to the middle on an ISO play or a fold, and they pick up lots of yards with it.
6 yard gain, second down and 4 here from close to the 50-yard line. And they're going to line up with two wide receivers on the far side, one to the near. By the way, Prince Avenue is working left to right on your radio dial. They're going to try to put it in the air out here in the flat. It's going to be incomplete over the wide receiver's head, which is probably a good thing for Prince Avenue Christian. Good coverage.
Probably. They had him, Tommy Atha had him covered up right there, and but threw it over his head. Matt, tonight we have some shout-outs we need to give out. First of all, Steve Conrad, who I'm sure is listening up in Charlotte. He's visiting his grandkid this weekend.
Third down and 5 coming up here for Prince Avenue. They're going to send a couple of wide receivers off to the far side. Parrish is going to be split far to the left. Again, Prince Avenue working left to right. There's the snap. Going to run a sweep off the left side. They find the edge and get the first down and get close to the 40 before they get him out of bounds. Another big-time play there for number 12. Again, that's Brock Vandergrift.
Well, Prince Avenue is doing a pretty good job of sealing that outside man out there and just letting him get wide. Darlington has got the defensive line has got to get some more penetration over there to stop these plays.
They're going to have trips to the near side. Actually, they got 4 receivers over here. One's in the slot, others in a diamond formation. There's a snap. They're going to throw a bubble screen out to the right side. He's going to connect. That's going to be out of bounds at close to the 40-yard line, so that'll be a pickup of about 2 or 3 yards to Simmons.
Yeah, they send that inside man out there and on that quads formation out here to the near side, and just use those guys like a screen pass. Got those receivers out there blocking for him. Shotgun formation, trips to the near side, one to the far side. Prince Avenue on the Darlington 40, dropping back here on second down with 6 yards to gain. They're going to tuck and run. Actually throws it away. I thought he was going to run it.
nearly got sacked, but he got the ball off in time, so an incomplete pass.
Well, I thought that was intentional ground, and he was going down. He didn't throw it at anybody. He just flung it. But good defensive play by Darlington.
Grant Rowland, the quarterback, lines him up, shotgun, trips to the far side, one to the near. This is a big 3rd down and 7. Darlington trying to get a stop. He's going to drop back and throw a quick out to the right side. He connects with Sam Wessinger, and they get a pretty decent chunk of yards, but it looks like he's going to be short of the 1st down unless I'm badly mistaken. No, he got it.
I got it.
So 3 first downs so far on this drive that started on the 35-yard line. They're methodically moving it down the field, Eddie.
Well, that little flare pass out there and just got outside Darlington's defense.
Now Prince Avenue's got it on the Darlington 33-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Man goes in motion. Quarterback's going to roll out to his left side. He puts it in the air, connects. Wide receiver was wide open. That was Brock Vandergriff. He is a heck of a player, especially for a freshman. That's another 1st down.
Well, we noticed on the sheet he was 6'3". He didn't need his height that time. He was just wide open.
They've got the ball right shy of the 20-yard line on Darlington's side of the field, almost in the red zone. Shotgun formation. Grant Rowland, the quarterback, lines him up with 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, split towards our way near the near hash. There's the snap. They're going to run it up the middle with the quarterback, and he gets it down to about the 15. So that was close to a 6-yard pickup for Grant Rowland, the quarterback.
Well, that was a fake jet, just faked the handoff, and just straight up the middle on an ISO.
So Grant Rowland gets the play call from the sidelines. Let's see how they line up here for this 2nd down and 6 from inside the 16-yard line in the red zone. Here is the snap. The quarterback as a man goes in motion from right to left. He's looking to pass. He's got company in the backfield. He's able to connect with the freshman receiver Vandergriff, but I think that might be a loss of about a yard, Eddie.
Well, that was quite a catch to just to gather that ball in because it was below his knees, and he reached down there and caught it while on the run.
So here's another 3rd down and 7. They were able to convert the last time. Shotgun formation, trips to the right, and 1 wide receiver on the far side. Ball on the 16-yard line in the red zone. There's the snap. Rowland going to hand it off, and they go up the middle. This time they get inside the 15 to about the 13 or 14-yard line with Wessinger.
Well, the way they run the ball, this is probably go-for-it territory. Matter of fact, they've already up in a hurry up.
Shotgun formation, trips to the right, 1 to the far side. It looked like one of the defenders jumped, and they're going to get a free 1st down out of that one. That's going to be encroachment on the defense. It gives a 1st down inside the red zone for Prince Avenue Christian.
Didn't look like he moved far enough to break the plane from our angle, but obviously he did.
They're going to send 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 split far to the left over on the far side. And this is going to be 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line, it looks like, for Prince Avenue. Actually, the 9, I should say. Man goes in motion. Here comes the snap. They're going to fake the sweep and run it up the middle, and that's a touchdown for Prince Avenue. They strike first.
Well, that's what Kevin Hunt was afraid of. He just faked that jet sweep and right up the middle, untouched by anybody.
So with 7:52 remaining here in the 1st quarter, Rowland, the quarterback, on a 9-yard scamper into the end zone after faking the sweep. And that is going to be the first score of the football game here in the 1st quarter. And here comes the PAT attempt from James Delaurier. Well, I have to check the pronunciation of his name. I'm not 100% sure I got that right. We'll check on that in just a few moments. Here is the kick. It is up, and it is good. So 7-0, Prince Avenue Christian over Darlington here again with 7:52 remaining in the opening quarter. And that was a big-time drive right there. That was a 65-yard drive for Prince Avenue Christian.
Well, Darlington had many opportunities to stop them on that drive. They got them in 3rd and long, I think 3 times on that drive, and unable to get off the field. Just as you said, just a systematic, workmanlike drive down the field, and every time they had a 3rd down, they were able to make it, and then they got that 1 free 3rd down that led to a 1st down when they were going for it on 4th down.
Quarterback rolling with a 9-yard run for a touchdown. The PAT was good. 7-0 in favor of Prince Avenue Christian if you're just tuning into the broadcast. And, of course, the drive was a 4-minute and 8-second drive, 65 yards for the touchdown. They picked up 5 first downs on that particular drive. And now Tajay Watley is going to be back deep here to attempt to return the kick for the Darlington Tigers as James DeLaurier has the ball teed up and ready to go.
Looks like he's going to pooch it too.
From the 40-yard line, of course. And I believe you're right. He's going to pooch it and kick it over towards about the 30-yard line. That's where it's going to be brought out by the Tigers. And he's going to be stopped close to where he got. He got about a 3 or 4 yard return. And I could not catch that young man's number. I was screened, so I apologize for that.
Well, I like that he didn't fair catch it. We see that so often on pooch kids. He took it and did pick up some yardage.
Tyler Roberts on the stop for Prince Avenue Christian. Darlington's going to have the ball 1st and 10 from their 30-yard line. And, again, you know, we look back at last week. Darlington had an answer for everything that Aquinas did. Will they have an answer for Prince Avenue Christian?
Of course, they didn't get behind Aquinas last week.
Here is the snap from shotgun to Griffin Brewster. He's got 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. They're working from right to left. They're going to go off to the right side and pick up about 2 yards with Tajay Watley.
Well, just a straight sweep. Tajay takes it and just straight out there.
Other games going on tonight that we'll giving you scores from. Obviously, we'll be watching the Calvary Day Eagles Landing Christian Academy game because the winner of this game will play the winner of the aforementioned game. But locally, we're also curious about Calhoun at Liberty County, and then Rome is playing at Stars Mill. Shotgun formation. This is going to be, of course, 2nd down and 8 here for Darlington. They've got the ball at the 32-yard line on their side of the field, working right to left. They're going to hand it off to Tajay again. Tries to get out to the edge, gets tripped up by the turf monster, and that should be no gain.
Maybe a foot. That was just Tajay straight out there, and, of course, yeah, we can tell already that Prince Avenue is a little faster than Aquinas was last week.
No question. Tyler Roberts with a stop there for Aquinas. He's got 2 tackles already in this football game. 32-yard line is where Darlington has the ball. 3rd down and long here. And like you mentioned, we saw Prince Avenue with a few 3rd down conversions. Maybe the Darlington Tigers have got a few up their sleeves.
Well, they're going to have them tonight.
Shotgun formation, 2 wide to the right side. In motion goes Tajay Watley off to the right side. He is in the slot. They're going to drop back, looking to throw. Brewster puts it in the air. He connects with his wide receiver, who's Jacob Hunt, gets the 1st down. He is out to the 45-yard line. What a heck of a play.
Well, Jacob came from his tight end position and just an out route out there at 1st down depth and just a nice throw. Griffin had great protection.
6:05 left first quarter. Darlington down 7-0, but moving the football. They just got a 3rd down conversion on a big pass play to Jacob Hunt. Brewster ready to take the snap. 2 wide receivers here on the near side. The sniffer is in, and also Tajay Watley, of course, in the backfield. Got to have a big night from him tonight, no question about it, as well as some of the supporting characters here for the Darlington Tigers. Here comes the snap to Brewster. He's going to hand it off to Tajay. Goes off left tackle, steps forward, picks up 5 yards. That is a big-time play right there.
Well, Darlington needs that. They've got to get that running game established, and that was just Tajay off the left tackle over here on the left side of Darlington's line. Now they're back out there in the no huddle.
Carl Swagger in the backfield. Quarterback is going to be sending 2 wide receivers here to the near side for 2nd down and 5 from right at the middle of the field, working right to left, under center, and they're going to have an I formation. That kind of looked like a Maryland I until they broke it for a second there. There's the snap. They're going to pitch it right to Tajay, finds a seam, and he's able to get 2 or 3 yards on the play. So maybe not as much as they were looking for there, but they, do put themselves in a 3rd and manageable.
Well, that was just the old-time toss sweep that you've seen for so many years, and linebackers did a good job of cutting that play off after just a couple of yard gains.
3rd down and 3 here for Darlington from the Prince Avenue Christian 48-yard line. Shotgun formation, twin receivers on each side of the formation, it looks like. And they changed the play call at the line of scrimmage as some signals came in from the sidelines. Here's the snap to Brewster. He is going to tuck it and run. Can he get it? He comes very close. He squeaked out right at the end of the play and got the yardage.
Yep.
First down.
Out to the 44-yard line of Prince Avenue. Nice drive Darlington's got going. They've done it with through the air and running the ball too. And looked like Griffin Brewster took a page from Grant Rowland's handbook and just ran that ball for the first down. Nice play call by Brent Bell.
44-yard line, and that's another thing. The play calling in the game last week was unbelievable, and so far in this game they've been mixing it up really, really well. Tajay Watley back in the backfield here with Griffin Brewster for first down and 10 from the 44-yard line on Prince Avenue's side of the field. They throw it to Jacob Hunt again, and he's going to be brought
down, I believe. Close.
Probably close. He may be about a yard short. We'll double check on that here in a moment. He's very close, and have we seen the signal yet? No, he's going to be short about a yard.
Well, Jacob just went out there about 7 yards and sat down, and Griffin Brewster just put it, the ball where only Jacob could get it. Nice throw and a nice catch by Jacob Hunt.
Second down and 1 from the 35 on Prince Avenue's side of the field. Shotgun formation, 2 wide to the far side. You've got 3 wide receivers here to the near. Line up in the slot is Tajay Watley. And we get ready for the snap. Tajay goes in motion back into the backfield with Brewster. There's the snap. They give it to Tajay. Dives forward. And I'm almost positive he got the first down. Yep, they're moving the chains.
I believe you're right. They shifted Tajay back there, and Prince Avenue shifting with him, but he got off the right side for a first down.
So the Darlington Tigers trying to answer the score that Prince Avenue Christian opened up the game with on their first drive. It was a 65-yard drive, and they are up 7-0 with 3:14 left first quarter. Darlington's going to line up in what looks like that Maryland I, but then they'll shift guys over, I'd assume. No, they're staying in it. Under center is the quarterback. He's going to give it to Tajay, and he's going to be brought down almost immediately.
May have lost a little bit.
I think you're right.
You were right in the Maryland eye, and Tajay, the deep man back there, and just handed off to him going to the left, but absolutely no gain. The ball is just the chains are just right where they were.
Now, when you get into these situations, you always expect to see a few wrinkles, but I don't remember seeing Darlington lining up in that Maryland eye this year that I've seen them.
Either.
Shotgun formation. They're going to send 2 wide to the near side, 1 to the far. This is going to be second down and 10 for the Tigers. And they're going to run the football with a quarterback. He gets inside the 30 to the 29. So a good pickup, but they've still got to come up with a pretty long third down conversion.
Well, I think that was a read by Griffin, and he pulled it back from Tajay, and who faked over to the right. And Griffin over here running to the left and picked up some yardage.
Enthusiastic PA
that
announcer
may be
here.
The loudest PA announcer I've heard this year.
Third down and 6 here for the Tigers. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Brewster with Tajay Watley in the backfield. Big play got to happen here for the Tigers to keep this drive going. They're going to go to the air and connects with their wide receiver, and that's going to be Ian Payne. That should be a first down for the Tigers. That was another good pass play.
Yep, nice play. Griffin has just been right on the money. Looks like they're going to mark it a little short.
Yep, just about a yard it looks like. So I'm going to assume this is 4-down territory, obviously. And the ball is on the 20, just shy of the 24-yard line. So 4th down and 1 here for the Darlington Tigers. Griffin Brewster looks off to the sidelines. Let's see what they dial up here for 4th down and 1. They're going to line up with a couple of wing backs, 2 wide receivers in a pistol formation. Tajay Watley in the backfield, and they're going to call timeout. Yep, Darlington calls timeout. Didn't like what they saw there, so we'll see what happens. But we're going to take a timeout as well. With 1:11 left here in the first quarter, Darlington trails Prince Avenue Christian 7-0. 4th down and 1 when we come back in 30 seconds. Thanks. We're back live at Prince Avenue Christian and, of course, in Bogart, Georgia. Glad you're with us. Darlington trailing currently 7-0, and it's decision time, Eddie. It's 4th down and 1. They have got the ball down on the 24-yard line inside Prince Avenue territory. They lined up looking to go for it. They were in a pistol, as you had mentioned, and then they called a timeout as they obviously didn't like what they saw from the defense on that particular set.
I think the decision's been made as far as what to do.
Right.
And they're just over there. They call them over there to the sidelines to confer and decide how to do it.
Exactly.
And I suspect Griffin's going to be under center this time and probably sneak it.
And I think you're probably right, because that's where he is headed. In the backfield is Tajay Watley. In at the sniffer position is going to be Carl Swiger. Here's the snap. Quarterback dives forward. Did he get it? He's got to be fairly close. They pull him back, but did his forward motion get the yard they needed? That is the answer.
Well, it looked like from our angle.
Wolverines don't think so, but it's up to the officials, obviously. And it looks like he is going to be short. And the sidelines on Darlington's side not happy with the spot, but it's going to be a turnover on downs, apparently.
Well, that was a mystery spot over there because he slid. It was quarterback sneak, but he slid along the line of scrimmage and went in at behind the tackle there, and it looked like he got it. But
I'm with you, man. I thought that he had gotten it, but evidently not. And so Prince Avenue Christian is going to take over on the 24-yard line on their side of the field, up 7-0. With 1:06 left here in the first quarter. That was surprising. It really was.
Yeah, it was. And Darlington had a good drive going there, and I thought that was the right play to call on that. And, again, we don't have instant replay, so there's no way to check where he actually got to.
We got an update from the Calhoun-Liberty County game early in that game at 7-0 in favor of the Calhoun Yellow Jackets.
Sideline warning on the Darlington.
Prince Avenue is going to get the ball, and again they'll start on their own 24-yard line, working left to right. By the way, Prince Avenue Christians, the Wolverines, their uniforms look almost identical to the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, they do.
Trips to the far side. Quarterback's going to take a snap and run it, and he's able to pick up, it looks like about 4 yards on that play. He gets out to the 27-yard line, I believe.
Well, he is a shifty little runner. That was a nice move he made there. He was headed off to tackle and then cut it back up into the middle.
One of the linebackers, Rhett McDermott, there with a stop for the Darlington Tigers. Shotgun formation. Grant Rowland, the quarterback, lines them up with 2 wide receivers to the near side. They're going to run a reverse, a double reverse, and a pass from the quarterback, and it's going to be incomplete. He overthrew his wide receiver, Sam Wessinger. Incomplete pass, bringing up a 3rd down situation, which we've already seen him convert 3 third downs here in this game so far.
Well, that seemed needlessly complicated to just overthrow the receiver.
It really did. Not really wonderful execution there by the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines for sure.
But I've watched, I think, just about all their games on film, and I haven't seen that all year, so that's something they've trotted out for this 3rd round of the playoffs.
2 wide receivers on each side. Man goes in motion. They're going to run a sweep out here to the near side. They find some room to run. That's going to be a 1st down and then some for number 12, Brock Vandergrift, the freshman. He's a big kid. He's 6'3", 175. I think he's a little bit heavier than 175.
He lowered his shoulder and just ran over some Darlington guys out there just on a jet sweep.
11-yard play there for Vandergrift and the Wolverines. They're going to have a couple of receivers on each side. Man goes in motion. Looks like a similar play. They'll fake the sweep. They're going to hand it off. And ball carrier is going to be Wessinger again. Finds a big hole. I think the defense was surprised at the way the play went, and he gets it down to the 44-yard line. Another 1st down and another big play for Prince Avenue Christian.
Well, they blitzed Cam Watson in there, and he almost took the handoff on that sweep, and then he just darted right up the middle, and he was just wide open, untouched until he got about 10 yards down the field.
Trips to the far side. 1 wide receiver here to the near. Grant Rowland getting ready to take the snap on 1st and 10. He's going to run a sweep out to the right side, trying to find some room on the edge. Not a lot there. Cuts back up towards the near hash and gets it down to the 36-yard line. That was Max Simmons, another big pickup for Prince Avenue of, I think, 6 yards.
Jet sweep, and came out here, and Tate Radley's got some penetration on that play and slowed him down, but he made a dandy little cut back there and picked up the 6 yards.
That's the end of the first quarter. Darlington trails Prince Avenue Christian 7-0. We'll step out for 1 minute and be back with the second quarter. We've swapped sides of the field, and now Prince Avenue is going to be working from right to left. This is 2nd down and 3. They're rolling out looking to pass. Company in the backfield. They're able to make the pass complete. A first down inside the 30 down to the 28. And that was Wessinger who caught the pass, Sam Wessinger.
Well, good rush by Darlington that time. Almost got to him, but he just threw it to that swing man out there, and just you've got to cover everybody.
Elijah Ball with the stop there for the Darlington Tigers. First down and 10 here for Prince Avenue. They've got the ball on the 28-yard line in Darlington territory. Ball's in the air, and it's going to be incomplete. That would have been a touchdown pass to the freshman Brock Vandergriff had it been complete, but luckily the receiver overthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, just overthrew him, had pass motion there, and he just took off down the field as he came across from far side to near side and just was wide open.
Going for the home run ball, and this is going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 28-yard line of Darlington side of the field for Prince Avenue, leading at 7-0. They scored on a 9-yard run from the quarterback Rowland. There is the snap. They hand it off. He is running off to the right side. He's got some room to run, and he's going to be inside the 10-yard line before they get him out of bounds. That was Wessinger again, Eddie.
I'm surprised that at Prince Avenue's ability to run up the middle on us, we just seemed to be getting blown out of there. And he was untouched for a good 8 or 9 yards.
First down and goal from just inside the 10 for Prince Avenue. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on each side. He's rolling out looking to pass towards the end zone. Company in the backfield. He kind of floats it over the receiver's head and out of harm's way. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, he's just able to throw it from any angle, and no matter what way he's running, and he's running to his left and just flicked his wrist out there and overthrew the ball.
He is one heck of a quarterback.
Yes,
he really is. I can see how he's been able to rack up the kind of numbers that he has throughout the season.
You can see why Kevin Hunt was so worried about him this afternoon, too.
Okay, this is going to be 2nd down and goal here for the Wolverines from just inside the 10. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to run, and he is into the end zone with a 10-yard run, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And that's going to make it 13-0 Prince Avenue Christian.
I don't know if he's as scary running the ball up the middle as he is running outside, and his speed was worrisome, and I haven't seen him on film. I just haven't seen him gain that kind of yardage.
That was pretty
running
nice
up the middle. They are really blowing Darlington out of there in the middle.
Delarier, the kicker, is going to try to kick the extra point. Max Simmons will have the hold for the Wolverines, and if he gets it, this will put them up 14-0. The kick is up. It is right down Broadway, and we got a 14-0 ball game with 11:15 left in the first half. Prince Avenue Christian on top.
Well, Darlington, they have got to get something out of this. They had a pretty good drive last time. This time they've got to drive down there and score, and they've got to come up with a way to stop Darlington.
The Darlington Tigers only have one drive in the first quarter. So far in the game, Prince Avenue's had 2 drives, and they've scored on both of them. First time was on a 9-yard run from the quarterback rolling, and then the second time was on a 10-yard run from the quarterback rolling.
Well, you know, and they've just really gashed us on those runs up the middle. We've got to do something to strengthen up the middle. We've got big Elijah Ball in there in the middle, and I can't see what's happening to him, but he's just getting blown out of there.
76-yard drive this time around for the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines. Tajay Watley back deep here for the Darlington Tigers to return the kick as, again, Delarier gets ready to kick it away here for the Wolverines. And he's lining up like he's going to pooch it. Again, have we seen for both teams so far in this game. And here comes the kick. It is going to be an onside attempt, and Darlington luckily is able to grab it, and they get it to the 48-yard line. So this gives Darlington great field position. They're going for the jugular, Eddie.
I don't think
he did it on purpose?
I don't think he did that on purpose. I think it just kind of flew more softly than he intended to, but Darlington man right there and picks up about 4 yards, maybe 5 yards on the carry.
So Darlington is going to have excellent field position, and let's see if they're able to take advantage of it as they start almost at midfield from their own 48. 2 wide receivers to the far side, and you've got one to the near. Darlington working from left to right. They're going to give it to Tajay Watley on a Wildcat, and he goes off to the left side, and they stop him after a short gain.
Well, so far they have done they've done quite a job. I mean, Prince Avenue's done quite a job of stopping Tajay. Just not able to get anything going.
We knew coming into it, obviously, that was really going to be one of the keys of the game. It was just, can you do it? Because we haven't seen a whole lot of teams that have been able to stop him as they have so far in this game. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation, 2nd down and 9 coming up for Darlington with the ball at the 49-yard line on their side of the field. Trailing 14-0 on the road here at Prince Avenue Christian in Bogart, Georgia. Prince Avenue is averaging 35 points a game. They've had a great year. Quarterback fakes the handoff, runs, and a little bit of a problem getting going there, and he is going to be brought down on a no gain.
Well, it was a fake to Carl Schweiger, and Griffin Brewster stumbled as he faked the handoff and just never really able to get anything going off left tackle over there.
So they actually end up awarding him with a yard, so that brings up 3rd down and 8 here for the Tigers, and they've got the ball right at midfield. Darlington is in their black breeches tonight, white jerseys, purple numbers and letters. And here comes the snap from the shotgun. Quarterback dropping back on 3rd down. He puts it in the air, and he's able to connect with his wide receiver. They get it down to the 35-yard line after a nice grab. And was that Casey Gunn? Or was it Barrett Wade? It was Barrett Wade. 1st down, Tigers.
Well, Griffin Brewster did a good job of standing in there. They blitzed that time, and they had a man coming outside, but Darlington picked it up and got him out there, and Griffin just stood calmly in there and made a great throw out there.
That'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They've now got it on the Prince Avenue Christian 35-yard line, trailing 14-0, but trying to cut this lead in half by scoring their first touchdown. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Brewster takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Tajay, puts it in the air, connects at the middle of the field to Jacob Hunt, and that is going to get it down to the 25-yard line, and that'll be another Tigers 1st down.
Boy, Jacob has really been a comfortable target for Griffin tonight. Just a crossing route about 10 yards downfield. Tackled immediately, but not before he got the 1st down.
9 minutes left, first half. Darlington got a nice drive going. They're on the 25-yard line on Prince Avenue's side of the field, looking off to the sidelines to get the play call. Stay tuned at halftime for the Steak and Shake halftime show. We'll give you some statistics, and we'll also talk about some other area games that are taking place tonight, as well as recap the first half of this game. Shotgun formation here on first down from the 25. They're going to give it off to Tajay Watley, and he gives some extra effort there, but there's not a lot there for him tonight so far.
Well, that was a jet sweep, and he cut it in right off tackle as he took the handoff, and Prince Avenue just stacked it up there.
And I got to tell you, Eddie, he picked up a yard, maybe two, and he had to earn every single inch of that run.
That was 1 hard yard, wasn't it?
It really was. So 2nd down and 9 here for the Tigers, ball on the 24-yard line of Prince Avenue side of the field. High school football for you tonight on WLAQ and also the live video stream. We welcome you to the broadcast. Glad to bring it to you. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation here for 2nd down and 9. Brewster going to the air up the middle of the field, connects with his receiver, breaks a tackle. He is going to be stopped at about the 2-yard line. What another great catch by Barrick Wade of the Darlington Tigers. 2 big plays for him in this drive.
That's right. That was another crossing route, and again, Griffin Brewster doing a good job of just standing in there and good protection and able to put that ball, not perfectly, but where Barrett could catch it. Barrett did a good job of catching that ball.
1st and goal for the Tigers from the 4-yard line.
Brent Bell told me before the game started tonight that he thought we were going to have to throw more to be able to be successful, and so far he's being proven prophetic.
Power set. They're going to hand it off to Tajay Watley. He's up the middle. Did he get in? I believe he did. Yes. Touchdown, Darlington Tigers. 4-yard run. Tajay Watley from their power set, and Darlington has answered.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered right there. They needed that, and that was just power up the middle, and Tajay twisting and forcing his way through there, able to get the touchdown. That was a nice drive by Darlington.
And let's see if Little can punch it through the uprights and come up with the extra point and cut this lead for the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines in half. The hold will be from Ian Payne as we await the snap from Jacob Daniel. There's the snap, and it's blocked. Oh, my goodness, it's blocked. And that is going to be no good, obviously, and the score remains 14-6. That could come back to haunt the Tigers.
Well, that's a surprising development.
Blocked PAT for the Darlington Tigers. Good heads-up play there by the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines, and that one stings.
Just came racing in from the left side of Darlington's line and stretched out there and just got a hand on it. Just a solid block. Went nowhere.
So we have 7:21 left here in the first half. Darlington scores. Tajay Watley on a 4-yard run into the end zone. But I got to tell you, Eddie, you go back and you look at that drive. Big pass plays to Jacob Hunt, 2 big pass plays to Barrett Wade that got them down the field. So you want to make sure that when we remember that score later on in the game that we give those guys credit, and also Griffin Brewster for putting the ball where it needed to go.
Yeah, good passes by Griffin that time. Of course, he's going to have to be like that all night if they're going to have a chance to win this ball game.
So Tajay Watley with the first score of the night for the Darlington Tigers. A blocked PAT prevented the Tigers from cutting the lead in half, but they were able to pick up some offense there in this first half and trail now 14-6. And now the Tigers get ready to kick it off. Obviously,
they're going to pooch it again,
as we've seen for all 3 of their kickoffs now of this particular game. Here is the kick, and that one's going to go off to the far hash. They'll catch it, fair catch at the 30.
Well, that's not bad to get it over there. Matt, I want to got another shout-out tonight for Chris Gaffney, who used to do what I'm doing tonight, and he still listens. He's in Marietta listening to the ball game. Chris, we're thinking about you, and we're glad you're listening tonight.
I'm going to have to get some shout-outs. You're showing me up here with all this stuff.
I've got one more, too, and I'll do it now. Matt Jones, who used to be the defensive coordinator for Darlington, also played on their 98 state championship team, who led his Bearcats to an 11-2 record this season, is listening. Matt, we're glad you're listening to us, and we're thinking about you, and I'm glad I'm not up there where it's as cold as it is where you are.
No joke. Shotgun formation. They're going to run the football off to the right side of the formation, and not a lot there. The defense did a good job of stringing it out, and that is going to be a gain of 2 yards, and typically so far in this game, a play like that would be a big gain for Prince Avenue.
Yeah, and I think that touchdown's given a little life to Darlington's defense. they see that Darlington can score now, and it just makes it a little easier to give that effort that you've got to give on defense.
2nd down and 8 here for Prince Avenue. They're going to run a sweep off to the left side. This is Christian Parrish. Oh, my gosh, look at him run. He's across the 50 into Darlington territory. That's going to be a pickup of about 20 yards. That was a big-time run.
Well, on that jet sweep, you've got to get penetrations from your defensive ends to make him run where he doesn't want to run, and we're just not getting it on this side out here, and he's just able to run unmolested until he gets outside and can turn that corner.
48-yard line is where Prince Avenue Christian's going to set up for this next series of down. They're going to have 3 wide receivers to the near side. They're going to have one off to the far side. That's Christian Parrish, the young man that just ran that jet sweep. Man goes in motion. Here comes the snap. Quarterback's rolling out looking to pass. It's going to be thrown a little bit too hard for the receiver to handle, and it goes off of his hands, and it was almost intercepted by Darlington.
Yep, and that was Vandergriff, and I think that was just a hot route. We had a blitzer coming in from the outside here, made him throw it before he wanted to, and just a little too hard off his hands.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10, again from the 48-yard line. 2 wide receivers on each side stacked up. Man goes in motion. There's the snap. Quarterback's rolling out looking to pass. He's got company in the backfield, has to dump it, and he's able to get it into the wide receiver's hands. That's Vandergriff again, and this time he's going to catch it and get about a gain of 2 yards, I'm going to say, on that play. Gain, they say.
Yeah, they moved Rhett McDermott over here to this near side to us, and he was blitzing, and I think he felt the pressure from Red coming from his back side there, and just overthrew him on that little flare pass out there.
2 wide receivers to the near side, one to the far side. He goes in motion. They're going to run a jet sweep out here to the near side with Parrish, and he is going to be brought down. That was a good stop by Roth Wilcox, and also somebody else came in and helped him out and was able to get the man down, but that's going to be a short gain on that sweep.
More important, it's going to bring up 4th and about 6. And that's only the 2nd time Darlington's had them in 4th down tonight. They got penetration from Jacob Hunt over here on this side and forced him to go out there, and that made all the difference. And Prince Avenue going for it. 2
wide receivers on each side of the formation, 4th and 6 from the 45-yard line. Quarterback is going to call another play. It looks like he looks off the sidelines. We're going to have a timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. 14-6, Darlington trailing on the road with 5:52 left first half. We'll step out for 30 seconds. We'll be back with more Darlington Tiger football. Okay. Live from Bogart, Georgia, just outside of Athens, and 14-6 in favor of Prince Avenue Christian playing at their home field tonight against the Darlington Tigers, your Darlington Tigers.
And I noticed they've got Mr. Do-It-All back there. Brock Vandergriff is also the punter, apparently.
Yes, he is. The freshman, he punts. He's also their backup quarterback, I believe.
He's listed as quarterback on their roster.
So a couple, they're going to line up as they're going to punt. Again, Brock Vandergriff going to kick it away. Casey Gunn is back to the 28. Now he's going to drop back to close to the 27. And it looks like they will indeed punt it away. It's going to be a high kick that goes back towards the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. I think they thought they were going to get it at the 1 there for a second, but nobody could get back there and bat it down soon enough.
Well, he's a good punter too, isn't he?
He really is. He's a fine athlete.
You know, sometimes coaches get accused of letting their kids play too much, but I believe he's pretty good at whatever he does.
Well, Darlington does a great job, and they get a stop right there, and now they get the opportunity to get the ball back here with 5:44 left in the first half, trailing by 1 score, 14-6.
Well, they really need a drive here, and we'll see how quickly they go back to the air again.
Steak and Shake halftime coming up here in just a little bit. They're going to line up in shotgun formation with 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, working left to right. They're going to throw it to Jacob Hunt. This time there was a defender all over him.
All over him. The ball was thrown behind him. He tried to reach back for it, but had that defender there and knocked everything away. So went to it on first down. I tell you, one of the stories of this game is Prince Avenue has been winning first down when Darlington's on offense, because we haven't had, I don't think we've had any gain more than 3 yards on first down.
Tyler Roberts, one of the outside linebackers, was responsible for breaking that play up for Darlington. This is 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line here for Darlington. There's the snap. They're going to hand it to Tajay Watley, and he's able to get only about 3 or 4 yards there on 2nd down. They needed to get a little bit more than that on that play.
Well, just going straight off tackle, pulling guards, trying to get some blocking on the outside, but those linebackers for Prince Avenue are there to fill it up.
Well, in case you didn't know, it's 3rd down and 7 here for the Darlington Tigers.
I don't know why he even has a microphone. He doesn't need it.
3rd down and 7 for the Darlington Tigers as my ears ring and maybe bleed a little. Here comes the snap to Griffin Brewster. Rolling out, obvious pass situation. Can he find somebody to go to? No. He is going to be sacked for a loss, and that brings up 4th down. Tate Ratledge will come on to punt it away.
Yeah, but Darlington's going to have no choice. That's the first time they've been able to get to Griffin here today. He actually had time to throw the ball. That was more of a coverage sack because he just didn't have anybody to throw to.
So, again, Tate Ratledge on to punt here for the Darlington Tigers. You're going to have one man standing back about the 47-yard line here for the Wolverines. And here comes the kick. It's going to have some pretty good air under it. Drops at the 50, goes back. Parrish is going to watch it bounce and takes a nice Darlington roll, and that's going to be down to the 34. That was a heck of a punt.
Yes, he kicked from about the 18 to the 35 of so that's 32 and 15, 47-yard punt.
Thank you. I'm glad you're doing the math tonight because that was not my specialty. I was a communication and English major in college.
Well, now they're signaling no. I'm not sure what that signal was he made, but they just penalized Darlington 10 yards.
So instead of being on the 34, it's going to be
at the 45.
Well, 45. So the Wolverines get the ball back.
I'm not sure what that signal is, and not only am I not sure, this announcer up here is not sure either.
Well, either way, it's going to put them on the 45. Good field position. They're going to fake the sweep and run it up the middle with Wessinger. He's brought down after about a 2-yard pickup. And that was number 25 with a stop. Dawson Williams there for the Darlington Tigers, I do believe. And what a stop. He saved a big play there.
Yes, he did. And that's the first time we've seen Darlington able to slow it down. Of course, he still picked up 3 yards, but Darlington seems to be getting their feet under them defensively.
Ball's just shy of the 48-yard line in Prince Avenue territory. 2nd down and 7 coming up. 3:37 left here in the first half. 14-6. Prince Avenue leading it. It's been a fun first half. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, one off to the far side. Man goes in motion. They're going to fake the sweep. Quarterback's rolling out, looking to pass. Can't find anybody. He's got company, and he's just going to have to throw it off the sidelines out of bounds.
I don't know how that's not an intentional grounding, Matt. There was nobody in the neighborhood except just vaguely in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's one of those things that's a pretty subjective rule, it seems like.
Yeah.
So I can never figure out when they should call it and when they won't. Brings up 3rd down and 7 here for the Wolverines. Time ticking here in the first half from Bogart, Georgia. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 on the far side. In the backfield is going to be Wessinger. He's already made some big plays tonight here for the Wolverines. Darlington trying to pin their ears back on defense and get a stop, and they do. Boy, Jacob Hunt bats down the pass, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, as we said, penetration is the key, and Darlington got penetration from Jacob Hunt. They also had penetration on the backside by Elijah Ball over there, and just swatted that ball down.
So we're going to see Mr. Vandergriff come back out and punt it away here for the Wolverines, and Casey Gunn for the Tigers is going to be standing right around the 15-yard line as the Wolverines try to pin the Tigers back as far as they can here late in the first half. 14-6, Wolverines over Tigers currently. Here's the kick, and it's going to be a fair catch caught at the 20-yard line.
Gunn calls for a fair catch at the 20-yard line. Where the Tigers
Darlington had a man in the neighborhood of blocking it, but they picked him up. Fair catch called down there by Casey Gunn. And now we are down to, you can see the clock. I can't see, Matt, but
3:09
left, and Darlington needs to get something going here. They do get the ball to start the second half.
Yes, Prince Avenue won the toss and deferred.
Darlington
won, excuse me, I had it backwards. I thought the right thing, but it just came out all wrong. That happens to me occasionally.
It's a lifestyle for me.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. 2 wide receivers to the far side. They're going to hand it off and see if they can get something close up the middle with Watley, and he picks up about 2 yards. He's been fairly quiet in this first half for the most part.
He's been fairly quiet because they have shut him up. And now we've got a timeout.
All right, we're going to take one as well. Again, 14-6. The Wolverines over the Tigers with 2:54 left first half. Will step out for 30 seconds. We've got an injury timeout occurring right now. One of the Darlington Tigers is down the field. They're helping him up as we speak, and it looks like that is Tigger Fricks, unless I'm badly mistaken.
I believe you're right.
Yep, it is. And he's having to have some help off the field.
Well, he's not putting any weight on that knee. That's, I guess that's probably the same knee that was injured earlier in the year.
Yikes. Well, certainly hate to see anybody get hurt, but, man, what a player he is for this team, and especially a young man that's just been back for, a couple of games?
Last week was his, Mountain DeSales, I think, was his first week back, but then last week he got more into the game, and this week he was expected to play a big part. Man, he's still not putting any weight down on there.
That doesn't look good. 24-yard line, Darlington Tigers have got a 2nd down and 7 coming up with under three minutes to play here in the first half, trailing 14-6 to the Wolverines. Prince Avenue Christian, shotgun formation, 2 wide on each side. In the backfield is Carl Swiger. Here comes the snap from the shotgun. He's going to throw it out to the right side. Casey Gunn tries to cut back upfield, and defenders swallowed him up.
Well, that was a bubble screen, and he didn't have a screen out there in front of him. Just running right back at the quarterback, and threw it. They give him a yard or a loss of one.
And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 here for the Tigers. We're down to the 2:12 mark of the first half. They're going to change personnel up a little bit.
Jacob Hunt going off.
And coming in is going to be Ian Payne. He'll be split here to the near side of the formation. You got 2 wide on each side. Again, 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Tigers with under 2 minutes in the first half. There's a snap to Griffin Brewster, dropping back, looking to throw. He is going to put it in the air up the middle of the field. It is intercepted by the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines, Max Simmons, and they're going to have a couple of minutes to work with and a fairly short field. Wow.
Well, Griffin Brewster did a good job of stepping up into the pocket. Probably had several yards in front of him if he decided to run. He made an ill-fated decision to throw that ball out there. He was double covered.
So with 1:44 left in the first half, after the interception by Simmons, Prince Avenue Christian is going to have the ball on Darlington's side of the field at the 42-yard line to start their 5th drive of the football game.
Well, it's important that Darlington holds them right now, and they don't want to go in down another score.
And all the momentum.
Yep.
So shotgun formation, 2 wide on each side, working right to left are the Wolverines. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to run. He runs up the middle. A flag does come in. This could be a holding call. We'll see.
It's in the area that you usually see holding.
And here comes the officials' call. It is a hold. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Wolverines. That's a big help to the Tigers.
Yes, it is. And for some reason, Brock Vandergriff, coach's son, went over there and picked up the flag. I don't know.
I've never seen him do that before.
I don't know if he thought he could erase it by picking it up, but
maybe he had a runny nose.
It did him no good.
Yeah,
did him no good. They still marked off 10 yards against him.
So Prince Avenue Christian gets ready to line up here now with first down and 21 to go from their own 47. The drive started on the Darlington 42, and they're going backwards. There's the snap. Quarterback rolling out, looking to throw. It's off to the left side. I don't know how he caught that. The defender was absolutely pasted to him. Number 3, Roth Wilcox, but he's able to complete that pass over to Jack Johnston.
Well, that was a major league throw. I mean, he threw it right there. He really didn't have any choice except to catch it because he put it just right in his stomach.
Second down and 8, trips to the far side, 2 wide receivers to the near side, empty backfield. They're going to throw a pass up the middle. It's incomplete to Wessinger.
Well, that was an all hitch pattern. All 5 receivers ran a hitch about 8 yards and stopped, but just not able to get it to him.
So third down and 7 here for the Wolverines. A stop here would be huge for the Darlington Tigers. They trail 14-6, and they'd like to keep it that way, not give up another score here to the Wolverines right before halftime. 58 seconds left on the clock till we get to the Steak and Shake halftime show. Shotgun formation, 2 wide on each side. Man went in motion. They're going to fake the sweep. Quarterback's going to run it. He goes up the middle, and he gets it down to the 35-yard line. So he'll be short of the first down. That brings 4th down and 3.
Well, I have no doubt that they're probably going to go for it. I don't think they have a kicker anywhere near strong enough of a leg to kick it.
2 wide on each side. Shotgun formation for 4th and 3, and it looks like Darlington calls a timeout. So tell you what, since we are so close to halftime, we're going to keep it right here because we don't want to miss this next 4th down play here from Prince Avenue in a moment.
I expect they're probably going to run that quarterback up the middle, or maybe they might run Wessinger up the middle, but I expect them to go up the middle. I haven't seen them. I saw them get under center once in the film that I watched when they were on the goal line and just wanted to punch it in with a quarterback sneak.
Well, we'll see.
That may be, but it's a little bit long for a quarterback sneak. It's about 2.5, maybe 3 yards.
Well, let's see what they dial up here on 4th down. They're in the huddle right now with their coaches. Darlington Tigers defense coming back out onto the field. The Wolverines are working right to left. Big 4th down situation. A stop would certainly go a long way here for the Tigers. They won the toss, deferred to the second half, as we pointed out earlier. So Darlington, they can get a stop here, carry some momentum from the defense into the locker room, and come back here in the second half only down by 1 score. That would be a huge bonus. Shotgun formation, 4th and 3.
Darlington got 4 down linemen up there.
Rowland gets ready to take the snap and try to convert this 4th down. They're going to run a sweep out to the right side, and he is going to get the yards. That's going to be a first down as he gets inside the 30-yard line. Number 11, Max Simmons, has made a couple of nice plays for Prince Avenue tonight, and they keep this drive going.
Well, Prince Avenue again doing a good job of sealing off that contained player out there and just not able to get any penetration, just able to run out there unmolested.
So a 4th down conversion with 30 seconds left in the half. They've got the ball at the Darlington 32 or 31-yard line with 1st and 10. So time is certainly a factor here on this drive. Man goes in motion. Rowland getting ready to take the snap. He is going to put the ball in the air. It's going to be batted down and intercepted. What a play by Tajay Watley to break up the pass play and come down with the interception, and he returns it to the 45-yard line. That was big time.
That was a dandy play on a skinny post by Prince Avenue, and Tajay knocked it up in the air and then able to corral the ball. Just a brilliant defensive play by Tajay.
With 19 seconds left, the interception, the Tigers are going to get the ball at their own 45-yard line.
Well, it's doubtful Darlington is going to be able to get in and score without a long pass here. But one thing they've done is they take a little of the confidence away from the quarterback, from Grant Rowland.
Prevented the score late here in the first half. Only down by one score. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Darlington working left to right from their own 45-yard line. Brewster dropping back, looking to throw. Throws it to the right side. It's intercepted here by the Wolverines. Coming down with it is Max Simmons. He's running down the sidelines down to the 14-yard line. Talk about a momentum shift in a hurry.
Well, we just saw 2 of them, 2 major momentum shifts. And now they've got the ball on, I think they're going to mark it on the 15.
9 seconds left.
Well, I look for them to, I'm sure they're going to throw the ball here, although they do have a timeout left.
Ball on the 15-yard line after the Max Simmons interception. One play after Tajay Watley intercepted a pass from Rowland. And that is a one way for the defense to respond, no question about it, and grab some of that confidence back. So Rowland back out onto the field with his team. 1st down and 10 in the red zone, trying to punch another score in before halftime. Shotgun formation. Defense back out on the field, a little bit stunned. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. It's going to be a fade route to the right side. Batted down by Casey Gunn. What a heck of a defensive play.
That was just a slant pass out there to that receiver to Parrish, and Casey Gunn just did a good job of getting up there, and that big hand just slapping that ball away.
What a big-time play. Guys stepping up.
Grant Rowland is limping off the field.
Uh-oh.
Now they're going to try, it looks like they're going to try to kick.
Delarier, I believe is how you say his name, is going to kick a field goal, and this would be a 31-yard field goal, I believe. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick, and it is going to be wide right. No, he got it just inside the post, and that is a field goal by Delarier. I didn't think that was going to make it in.
I didn't either. It sure was bending right. He's a left-footed kicker, so it was hooking to the right, but apparently sneaked in on that side.
Well, as time expires here in the first half, Delarier is able to kick a 31-yard field goal and make the score 17-6. So they are, after all, able to punch in another score as we get to halftime. So again, 17-6 in favor of Prince Avenue Christian. We got a 20-minute halftime period beginning now. So what we're going to do is send it back to the studio to the Big Kahuna, and I'm sure he'll have some scores from some other games that are going on tonight involving local teams as well as ones that have bearing on Class A private as well. And then we'll, of course, join you again here from Bogart, Georgia to recap the first half and, of course, have our Steak and Shake halftime show. So let's send it back to the studio. 17-6, Prince Avenue over Darlington. We'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks. All right, we're back live from Bogart, Georgia, and glad you are with us tonight. Wish we had a happier story from the first half, 17-6, a two-score lead for the home team tonight, Prince Avenue Christian at halftime, but we still got two 12-minute quarters to play. Before we move on, and our halftime commentary brought to you by Steak and Shake, your local Steak and Shake in Rome over on Turner McCall. We do want to let you know that the Georgia High School Association is a voluntary, nonprofit organization composed of over 450 public and private high schools. The GHSA administers regulations for region and state competition in 16 sports and 2 activities. Founded in 1908, the GHSA strives to promote good sportsmanship, participant safety, also fair play among its member schools. And for more information, you can visit ghsa.net. Follow GHSA on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at official GHSA. The Georgia High School Association would like to thank its corporate partners for their valuable support of high school athletics, and we'll do this to the tune of Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline. Ladies and gentlemen, the sponsors are Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, Georgia Electric Membership Corporation, Technical College System of Georgia, Gatorade, Wilson, Easy Go, Atlanta Hawks, Mizuno, Sports Medicine South, Atlanta Track Club, NFHS Network, Georgia Army National Guard, Regions Bank, and Georgia Public Broadcasting. Should I send it back to the studio so you can sing along to the song? You kind of perked up when it came on.
So good.
That's right. That's right. Well, just to go back and recap the first half, it was a very eventful first half. And again, Prince Avenue on top 17-6. We don't currently have the official statistics from the first half, but we may be able to get that for you before we wrap up tonight. And if we do, we'll certainly relay that to you. But Darlington would win the toss, deferred to the second half. Prince Avenue Christian came out on offense, and of course they would go on a 65-yard drive that they capped off with a 9-yard run from Roland, the quarterback, and they would go up 7-0 with 7:52 left in the first quarter. Darlington got the ball. They would pick up, I believe, 4 first downs on their first drive, but the drive would end up as they tried to convert a 4th and 1, and we thought that they converted, but not according to the spot. They would turn it over on downs. The next drive for Prince Avenue Christian would start with 1:06 left in the first quarter. They would carry that drive over to the second quarter, in which they would cap it off with a 10-yard run, a 76-yard drive with 11:15 left in the first half, and they would go up 14-0. By the way, both extra points there off the first couple of touchdowns by Delaware were good. Then the Darlington Tigers would get the ball on their own 48-yard line, had great field position. They put together a few first downs. With 7:21 left in the first half, Tajay Watley would punch through for the Darlington Tigers. They would get their first score of the night. It was 14-6. Got ready for the PAT. It was blocked by Prince Avenue Christian. Score remained 14-6 with 7:21 left in the half. And then, of course, you had a punt for each team a couple of different times. Then Darlington finally started to get a little bit something going, threw an interception. And that would be the first of what would turn out to be 3 interceptions thrown, 2 for Darlington and 1 for Prince Avenue Christian there late in the first half. And when I say late, the first one happened with 1:44 left in the half, and then there would be 2 more after that before we got to the halftime period. And the only other score that happened was as time expired in the first half. That'd be a 31-yard field goal for Delaware as time expired, and Prince Avenue would go up 17-6. And that recaps the scoring there from the first half, Eddie.
Well, I know Tommy Atha would like to have that back and just take a knee and let time run out, but you like a coach that's aggressive and goes for it at the time, and it looked possible to maybe get down in field goal range before the half ended, but instead an interception ended that and put them on the 14-yard line, where they will finally kicked a field goal by Laurier, as you had mentioned, as the Strange to My Girl started up here at the stadium.
I tell you what, I'm really enjoying the selections of music, not only from the PA, but also the band here tonight. They've been playing a lot of classic rock songs. I love classic rock, so
yes,
enjoy that.
Yeah, that's just how you make your living, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. It helps pay the bills.
For the first time, I think I ever heard a band play "Smoke on the Water."
I know they were playing.
It sounds different with trumpets playing the opening lines of the instead of a guitar opening up, but I still like their music and like the way they played. And they're actually a bigger band than we saw last week, the marching band at Aquinas, but they don't march. They're just set up down here on the 20-yard line and played some good music. I hope they come back after the half.
Oh, excellent, no question. Well, this is the Steak and Shake halftime show, I should say, here on WLAQ AM 1410 and Darlington football. I do want to go over some programming notes because it's rivalry week. Yep, that was going to come up in the conversation eventually, and man, tomorrow you've got a couple of games with huge implications. You've got Georgia Tech and Georgia in clean old-fashioned hate. And then you also have the Iron Bowl that's going to be going on. Georgia Tech and UGA, they play at noon. We'll have that game for you on our sister station, 95.7 The Ridge. We'll also have the other big game, Bama at Auburn at Jordan-Hare Stadium right here on WLAQ AM 1410, 12:30 with the pregame, 3:30 the game will kick off. And both of those games are very, very vital in terms of teams and their playoff hopes for Georgia, Alabama, and Auburn. Obviously, Georgia Tech has a lot riding on it because if they don't win this game, they're not going bowling at the end of the year.
Well, they may not. They're just kind of hoping on an exemption, even if they win, aren't they?
If they won, they'd have 6 games.
Okay.
So, because right now they're 5-5. And, it's interesting in the series the last several years because the home team has been the team to lose the last 4 times because Georgia's lost the last 2 at Sanford and Georgia Tech has lost the last 2 at Sanford Stadium. But this one just feels like a whole different animal to me. It kind of reminds me a little bit of 2012 because I think Georgia is kind of in that caliber of team, maybe in different ways. But I hate to say this because I like Georgia Tech, but I almost feel like it's going to be a tough day for them against Georgia tomorrow. But we'll see.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if all those, if that fast defense from Georgia can stop that option pass and keep them from getting outside and slowing it down. I can see different scenarios. I can see where Tech still gets their yards and scores and makes it tough on Georgia. But one thing Georgia does have the ability to do, they can strike fast or they can run the ball and take time off the clock like Tech does. And Tech's good at taking time off the clock, but they don't pass as well as Georgia. So
Tech has to be able to control possession, and they're going to have to find a way to slow down Nick Chubb and Sony Michel and the rest of the cast of characters in the backfield for Georgia. And I just feel like that is going to be one heck of a tall order for the Jackets defense this year. But especially after what happened against getting blown out by Duke last week, I would feel better about it had they picked up the win in that game, had a little momentum. But that was a pretty embarrassing loss for Georgia Tech.
Well, that was quite an amazing loss.
You loved every second of it,
I loved every second of it, but I was still surprised. It was not the result that I expected. I thought Tech would handle them without too much trouble. But then again, they haven't lost at home and they haven't won on the road.
I know.
Just an odd season.
It is a very, very odd season. Lots of close games, and except for the Duke game, but nonetheless. Well, I tell you what, we've got about 30 seconds until halftime expires, and they'll pop another 3 minutes onto the scoreboard for the mandatory warm-up period. So we're going to go ahead and take one more deep breath and get ready for what should be a very eventful second half. If the first half is any indication, that was one crazy first half, and so hopefully at the end of the night we'll be able to say Tigers on top, but we'll see what happens. And we're going to send it back to the studio for 2.5 minutes, and we'll be back for the second half. Darlington trailing on the road 17-6 to Prince Avenue Christian. We'll be back in 2.5 minutes. Hey, Dad. They've only got a minute and 30 until they start playing, okay? Perfect. Back to under a minute to go here in the mandatory warm-up period before we start the second half, and that is going to conclude the Steak and Shake halftime show. But of course, stay tuned at the end of the game for the Steak and Shake post-game show, as well as when we award the Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. And those are two of my favorite local spots to go to. Love both of those places, and we certainly appreciate them sponsoring the games throughout the season.
Well, we do, and we wish them well, and they're all locally owned. One of them locally owned franchise, one of them just locally owned, and it's good to have them with us, and of course they are great places to eat.
And no question about it. Of course, I mentioned to you last week that I had a birthday cake recently from Honeymoon Bakery. And then over the course of Thanksgiving, I have been eating almost nearly every slice of a pumpkin pie from there. And then a few days ago, my wife and I, we went to Steak and Shake and had a real nice breakfast. As a matter of fact, 2 weekends in a row. And so I always enjoy, going to both of those places like I mentioned. So fired up about them being a part of what we're doing here with Darlington football. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the second half. Darlington won the toss to begin the game, and they deferred to the second half. So we're going to see their offense again to start this half, and hopefully they'll be able to come out with some spark and come up with some big plays there to start the half. If they were able to cut into this lead, that would be huge to start this half.
Yeah, the beginning of the third quarter, I've always thought most important time in the game, and we'll see what Darlington can do here. It's not always doesn't always determine the game, but so often it puts the team on, gives them a leg up or puts them down.
Tajay Watley deep for the Tigers. Delarier, I've been pronouncing the young man's name wrong all night, and I apologize for that, but now I was able to get some help from the PA announcer. So Delarier is the kicker, and he's got it teed up on the 40. And again, I would assume this is a situation where he's going to do everything he can to keep it out of the hands of Tajay Watley and not let him come up with a big return. Delarier is ready to kick it away, and he will kick it from the 40. He's going to kick it deep, and it is going to go into the hands of Tajay Watley. He'll bring it out from the 15-yard line, cuts up to the right side, and gets it across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So a pretty good return there of about 17 yards.
So it puts them in decent field position. Now it's time to go to work and see what Darlington can do here. This is a big drive. If they can go down here and score, that's going to be big for the rest of the game.
Oh, you are not kidding. Darlington starts out on their own 32. They're going to line up with Swagger. Well, they're going to run that Maryland eye again, it looks like. Quarterback will roll up under center. One wide receiver on each side of the formation. First down and 10 from the 32, and now they're going to shift back to their base formation, and they're going to run a play, and I believe they're going to have a penalty on the Tigers.
Yeah, I believe.
Start.
Yep.
Illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure.
The Tigers.
So that'll back them up 5 yards, and it'll be 1st and 15 for the Tigers. Not exactly the way you want to start.
No, not the way you want to start. And again, as I said, they've been winning the battle of first downs here in the entire first half against the Darlington offense. And, of course, now they've put themselves in 1st and 15.
One wide receiver on each side of the formation. They have the sniffer in and also a running back there in the backfield, Tajay Watley. Man goes in motion from the far side to the near side. They're going to pitch it to Watley. He'll run it, finds a seam, stays up, breaks a tackle. He's over to the 40-yard line. Pretty close to the first down. A big run for Tajay and the Darlington Tigers.
Well, nice run by Tajay, and first time we've seen him pick up some yardage like that and be free to run back there in the backfield. Nice open field tackle by Prince Avenue. They're a good tackling team.
First down for the Tigers. They're going to have the ball on the 43-yard line, still on their side of the field with 11:43 left in the third quarter, trailing 17-6 here in Bogart, Georgia. One wide receiver on each side of the formation. The Tigers line up with 1st and 10. Here comes the snap to Griffin Brewster. Goes back to Tajay Watley up the middle, and he's going to pick up a short 2-yard gain.
Well, that was just a dive off the guard on the right side of the Darlington line.
Luke Wells, and on the stop for Prince defense.
Prince Avenue defense again. Those linebackers just shutting that play down.
Harrison Jump and Luke Wells in on the stop there for Prince Avenue Christian. That brings up 2nd and 8 for the Darlington Tigers from their own 44-yard line, working left to right against the Wolverines. Shotgun formation, the wide receiver on each side. Man goes in motion from the right side of the formation to the left, and that's near to far. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to give it to Tajay, and can't get those wheels turning against this defense, and picks up a short 2-yard gain.
Well, that was the same play back to the other side, to the left side of Darlington's offensive line. Picked up a little more than he did the first time, but it's still going to be 3rd and long.
Daniel Parrish and Sam Wessinger, the stop for the Wolverines. Daniel Wessinger has over 36 tackles this season so far. He's definitely been a force on the defensive side of the ball here for the Wolverines. This is going to break up a big 3rd down and 6 here for the Darlington Tigers from their own 47 as they get ready to snap the ball from the shotgun. Trips to the near side, one wide receiver to the far side. Watley is in the slot. He is going to run off the left side. They throw it up the middle of the field and connect with Jacob Hunt. That should be a 1st down.
It is, it is a 1st down. I don't even think they can take that away from it. Jacob Hunt on another crossing route, and Griffin Brewster just put it right on the money. Good protection back there, and Jacob was hit just as soon as he caught it, but he managed to hang on to the ball.
I tell you what, Eddie, Griffin Brewster and Jacob Hunt are really in sync together here tonight.
Yes, they were a good combination last week, and they're
going to have 2 wide receivers here to the near side for this particular package, 2 to the far side. Brewster with Tajay Watley in the backfield gets ready to take the snap, and there it is. Actually, I believe that was Swiger. And now he's rolling out in trouble. He's going to be sacked for a loss of close to 6 yards at around the 49. 2 flags came in.
I thought it was holding against Darlington. I bet they'll decline that.
Take the loss of downs.
No, they're going to take the penalty.
I'm kind of with you. I thought with the loss in terms of the quarterback being sacked, you'd take the loss of downs there, but
this is really going to pin Darlington back.
Holding is the call against the Tigers, as you just heard across the PA. That's going to back them up to the 32-yard line. And that'll be 1st down for the Tigers, but a long way to go.
They got to get to the 35 of Prince Avenue. So we've got from the 37 to the 50 is 13 plus
26.
15, 20. Plus the plus 15 more yards, 28.
So 1st down and 28 here for the Darlington Tigers from the 37-yard line in their own territory. Drive started on the 33. That was a big penalty. Trips to the near side, one to the far side. Quarterback is going to tuck and run, and he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 3 yards. That doesn't get much of it back, for sure.
Looked like that might have been an option, and Griffin elected, if it was an option, he elected to hang on to the ball.
Didn't look like there was a good option on that play, the way the defense played it. So they'll go back to the drawing board here for 2nd down. 8:28 here at Prince Avenue Christian left in the 3rd quarter. Prince Avenue up 17-6. The home team on top currently, with the Darlington Tigers trying to change that. They got a long way to go to convert a 1st down. 2nd down and 23 from their own 41. Working left to right. Trips to the right. Here's the snap. Quarterback's going to hand it. It's a reverse. They go with Carl Swiger. Finds some room to run. He's going to get it to about midfield before he's brought down. So they do get a chunk of those yards back on that play.
Yeah, that almost looked like the 80 draw that we've seen Darlington run all these years, and it didn't quite place it into the back's hands like he usually does.
Well, as you just heard, it is 3rd down and 15 for the Tigers. Ball's right at midfield. Tigers are going to have 2 wide receivers to the near side when they line up, it looks like, and 2 to the far side. Tajay Watley's going to be lined up in the slot on the far side of the field. Shotgun formation. Brewster has them lined up and ready to go for 3rd and 15 from midfield. Here's the snap. Rolling out, looking to pass. He's got company in the backfield, and he's going to be sacked for another loss. He's dropped it around the 46-yard line, and that brings up 4th down, and the Tigers are going to have to punt.
Yes.
Daniel Parrish.
Tate Ratledge has already dropped back into his punt formation, punt position.
Daniel Parrish with a stop for Prince Avenue Christian. Ratledge to punt it away. Christian Parrish is back deep here for the Wolverines. And that was a big stop for the Wolverines for sure. There's the kick, and this one is going to drop in at about the 20, take a nice Darlington bounce, and they're going to watch it roll back inside the 20. It looks like it got close to the 10. That was a heck of a punt.
Dead on the 10-yard line, so that's 44-yard punt.
Definitely a weapon when you got a guy that can flip the field like that. So with 6:33 left, 3rd quarter, Darlington trailing 17-6. The Wolverines are going to be pinned back to their own 10-yard line after a nice booming punt from Tate Ratledge. And now they're going to line up with 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, shotgun formation. High school football for you tonight on WLAQ AM 1410. Hopefully we're going to have it again next week. They're going to fake the handoff. Quarterback is going to tuck it and run. And I think he may have taken a loss.
I think you're right.
Tate Ratledge with a stop.
First, Darlington got some penetration up the middle that time, and that was that fake jet sweep we've seen all night where he fakes it and tries to run a fold up there in the middle, and
second
Darlington shut him down.
Here's a pass in the air over to Parrish on the sidelines. Did he catch it before he went out of bounds?
Yes.
I believe he did.
Complete to Christian Parrish.
Makes a diving grab, picks up a chunk of yards, bringing up 3rd down and 4. Ball on the 16-yard line. 5:48 left, 3rd quarter. Prince Avenue up 17-6 over your Darlington Tigers. Darlington trying to come up with a stop on defense. We've already seen several 3rd down conversions tonight for Prince Avenue Christian there in that first half. Done a good job with them. Hopefully that's going to change here. Shotgun formation, trips to the near side. There's the snap. They're going to toss it to the left side, and it's going to be brought out by number 17, Wessinger, and they get the 1st down. That was a good run.
Well, that was just a toss sweep out here to the Darlington's to the left side of Prince Avenue's line out there, and just made a nice run. Darlington not able to stop him, so once again failed to get off the field on 3rd down.
After a 9-yard gain from Wessinger that gets them out to the 25-yard line, the drive started on their own 10. They've already picked up 15 yards on this drive. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Here's the snap. They're going to run a sweep here to the near side with number 12, Brock Vandergrift, the freshman, and he picks up another chunk of yards for Prince Avenue.
Oh, no, that is a big mistake by Tate Ratledge.
What did he do? I didn't catch it.
There was some jawing between a Darlington player and a Prince Avenue player, and then he just stepped in and just hit him and just knocked him flying back there. Everybody had to see it. I saw it, and I don't see much, but
Cade Brock checks in for Tate Ratledge, who trots off to the sidelines after the big personal foul is going to put Prince Avenue Christian at midfield at the 50-yard line. And, of course, with a fresh set of downs with 4:45 left in the 3rd quarter, already leading at 17-6 over the Tigers.
Well, it's hard enough to stop them without giving them free yards.
Man goes in motion. They're going to fake the jet sweep. Quarterback's going to run, and the defense stuffs them right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, we're doing much better in the middle. I don't know if they made any adjustments or just yelled at some guys, but much better job of stopping them up the middle.
Austin Rogers did a good job getting in there and bringing down his man, so he'll be credited with the tackle. 2nd down and 10 for the Wolverines from the 50-yard line coming up. They're going to send a wide receiver off to the far side, 2 to the near, working right to left. Man goes in motion. They will fake the sweep. It's play action. Ball's in the air. He's got a man open. That's Parrish, and he is gone. That is going to be a 50-yard pass play from the quarterback Rowland to Parrish, and that's the first real big play we've seen from Parrish in this game.
Well, that was just a vertical. Had several guys running verticals and just got behind our coverage man back there, and he had about 2 or 3 steps on him and just made a nice throw. Grant Rowland really can throw the ball and just put it right there in his hands where he caught it running full speed and just into the end zone.
So now you're going to see Delorier come out and try to tack on the extra point. Max Simmons will handle the hold. Their center is Daniel Parrish, brother of the man that just scored the touchdown. Here's the kick, and it is going to be good. So 24-6 is your score. Prince Avenue Christian really taking over this game currently.
Well, it just burned Darlington on the pass there. Like I said, got behind our coverage man, and Rowland can put the ball where it needs to be.
And if he needed anything else to get him any louder, he just found it.
Yes.
Man, I'll tell you what, I could probably, one of these days I'm going to write a book about broadcasting football, and there'll definitely be a chapter in there about PA announcers and the different styles that you encounter when you're doing this.
Well, you need to go to Bowden because that'll be a whole chapter
I've been
in your
there.
book.
I've been there before. Dade County is an interesting place to go for that. But I think this one takes the cake, to be honest with you. He is very enthusiastic.
James Delorier set to kick off.
All right, Delorier is going to kick it off here for the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines, who are in control right now on top 24-6 with 3:55 left in the third quarter. And hopefully Darlington's going to find a way to turn it around, and they need to start with this drive, I believe.
Right now, yes.
Tajay Watley back deep to field the kickoff, and it's going to be a pooch over to the 25-yard line, brought out by the Darlington Tigers, and number 4, Colin Rogers, who is going to be dropped pretty quickly at close to the 34-yard line.
Well, they actually marked it at the 33-yard line. It's so looked like he had some running room, but Prince Avenue just closed it quick. They're fast, well-coached team.
They really are. They're as good as advertised. Of course, we knew it coming in.
But, you don't get to be 10-1 by mistake.
No, and not playing the kind of schedule they do. I know that it's one of those situations in their region where it's kind of top-heavy, but they face some tough teams. It's interesting also that only one game of the season do they play that's a non-region game, and that'll change next year, we're told, because they're going to subdivide that region. Shotgun formation, 2 wide on each side of the formation for Darlington, working left to right, and they're going to run it up the middle. Brewster with a big chunk of yards. That was with authority, 8-yard gain.
Well, that is the best by far. Probably that's probably twice as long as any play we've gotten on first down all night.
Huge play.
That was just took a play from Prince Avenue's playbook, just fake the jet sweep, and Griffin just ran over here over the tackle.
That was actually a 9-yard pickup. I said 8, but hey, don't let me sell him short, man. 2nd down and 1 for the Tigers after the big pickup for Griffin Brewster. 2 wide on each side. Line up in the slot is Tajay Watley. Swiger in the backfield. They go to Swiger, and he dives forward. Extra effort there at the end of the play. Gets that first down, and he gets it to the 47.
That was a nice run by Carl. That was just over the right, Darlington's right tackle. And just a straight handoff back there from that shotgun position. Picked up the first down. Now they need to try to keep first down going like they have. They need to pick up 5 to 8 yards instead of 1 to 2 like they've been picking up.
Tigers 1st and 10 from their own 46, trailing 24-6. 2:45 left, third quarter. Wide receivers, 1 on each side of the formation. Man goes in motion from left to right. That's Jacob Hunt. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Tajay, and he's dropped almost instantly. Maybe got a yard with extra effort.
Don't believe he got a yard, maybe a half a yard.
Yeah. And they're going to call it one, but I'm with you. It was more like a half, and that'll bring up second and a long 9 here for the Tigers. High school football for you tonight on WLAQ. Darlington Tiger football more specifically. Stay tuned at the end of the game for the Steak and Shake post-game show and Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game. Quarterback under center for this formation, offset. They're going to fake the handoff to Tajay, put it in the air, wide open, but can't hang on. It's Carl Swiger, and he's so frustrated you can kind of see him leaning over. That was one he probably should have had.
That's one he definitely should have had, which he would tell you. He would agree with you like that, and they had a first down working.
I wish he would have called it for a variety of reasons.
Yes. So 3rd and 9 here, Darlington behind the chains again.
Indeed.
In a big game like this, you just have to come up with those. And
2 wide on the far side, 1 on the near. Brewster lines them up in shotgun formation, lined up in the slot here on the near side. It's Tajay. He goes off to the left side of the formation, and quarterback's going to have to tuck and run. He had company in the backfield. He's going to be sacked. He did get a couple of yards out of the play, but that play was blown up in the backfield for sure.
Yep, ran right into big number 54 for Daniel Parrish. And just he's a center and defensive tackle over there, and just had to scramble up the middle, and Parrish just brought him down for a short gain. So Darlington's forced to punt again.
Second drive of the second half, and as you mentioned, both drives end up in a kick that they would not like to see happening for sure. This is going to be Tate Ratledge putting the boot on it, and it goes down and drops at about the 24, takes a high bounce and a Darlington roll inside the 15, almost down to the 10, I believe.
Well, he did a good job of kicking that away from that receiver over there. End over end allows it to roll some when it hits.
Down to their 11. I mean, my goodness. He's pinning them back every time. But last time, it didn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. They started out at the 10.
90-yard drive.
And then aided by an unsportsmanlike penalty in there.
And a 50-yard pass play to Parrish from Rowland, capping off the drive. So Prince Avenue Christian's going to start on their own 11 with 58 ticks left on the clock here in the third quarter, leading the Darlington Tigers 24-6. Things not looking good here as we get towards the final quarter. Darlington is going to have to come up with something big here on defense. Shotgun formation. The quarterback is going to hand it off. They go with a sweep around the left side, and he's going to be brought down after a pickup of maybe 3 yards, and that was Simmons on the carry.
Well, we had some penetration from the backside and managed to slow him down a little bit, but even at that, he still picks up 5 yards, which is you looking for the 5 to 8 yard range on first down.
30 seconds left here of our third quarter, so we may see just one more play here from the Wolverines more than likely. Shotgun formation. They're going to hand it off and go left tackle this time, being brought down by Rhett McDermott. Wessinger with a carry.
Well, just came right up the middle and cut it back over to an opening over there, and Rhett McDermott stepped in and brought him down quickly. Now they've got a chance to get off the field again, although it's only 3rd and 3.
That's the end of your third quarter. And so 24-6 at the end of 3. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout and come back for the final 12 after these messages on WLAQ. Well, at the end of this night, one team will get ready for the semifinals and one team will go home disappointed, and you hope that somehow, some way, Darlington can come up with some fourth quarter heroics, because right now it's in favor of Prince Avenue 24-6. Here they get ready for a 3rd down and 3 with the ball on their own 19, working left to right as we swap sides of the fields. A big hole opens up for Wessinger. He runs it down the field. He's at the 50, stays up down to the 45, and they finally haul him out of bounds at the Darlington 30. That was a big play for Prince Avenue.
Well, that was a fake jet sweep, and it looked like he ran an ISO, maybe a trap over here, and just up the middle and untouched, and a long run.
Unbelievably athletic team, the Prince Avenue Christian Wolverines. They're very impressive. There's no question about that. There's a reason why they're here.
They're especially impressive. This is from a school of 256 students.
Really? Wow. 2 wide receivers to the near side, one on the far. Shotgun here from the 31-yard line on Darlington's side of the field. They're going to throw it, and it is going to be complete inside the 10. That was Parrish. He's going to be stopped short of the touchdown, but that was a mighty big play. There is Laundrie on the field, though.
Well, you don't see often many high school quarterbacks that can throw a back shoulder fade, and that's what it was. Of course, you don't see many receivers that can go up and get it like that either.
What a combo. The penalty is against the Darlington Tigers. Rolling to Parrish, big-time play. First and goal, ball on the 1-yard line. New personnel coming onto the field here for the Wolverines as they get lined up and try to punch it in to go up even more. This is looking tough. Going to line up in a power set. Quarterback Roland is going to be under center. Gets ready to take the snap, and he is going to hand it off. They'll go around the left side with Wessinger, and he is in there on a 1-yard run, and another touchdown for Prince Avenue.
Well, full house backfield, like you said, just 3 guys straight across the old T formation, and just handed it off to that trailing guy going outside and just stepped in just past tackle. Made that look easy.
He really did. 1-yard run. That puts them up 30-6. Prince Avenue Christian over Darlington. And here comes Delarier to tack on the extra point. Hold will be from Max Simmons. There's the snap, and the hold looks good. Kick is up, and it's right down Broadway. That puts them up 31-6. Not looking good.
Darlington has a huge mountain to climb now.
Yes, they do. And the biggest problem is the amount of time they've got to climb that mountain. 11:03 left in the game, and right now Prince Avenue's up 31-6. They were up at the end of the first quarter 7-0. They would climb to a 17-6 lead at halftime. Up 24-6 after the third quarter, and now we've got 11 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the game, and they're up 31-6.
Well, that back shoulder fade did a huge part of the damage on that one. Just a great throw by Grant Rowland and a great catch by Parrish, and put him down on the 1-yard line, and then able to just run it in on the first play from scrimmage at the 1-yard line.
Tajay Watley deep for the Tigers.
Tajay Watley deep for the Tigers, and Delarier about to kick it off here for Prince Avenue Christian with a big, ginormous lead. Steak and Shake post-game show coming up after the game. And hopefully we're going to have a lot of crazy stuff happen in the Tigers' favor before we get to that point, kind of sweeten it up a little. Here comes the kick from Delarier. It is going to be end over end, drops in at the 12 or 13-yard line, picked up by Tajay Watley. He brings it out across the 30 to the 40, and he scampers out of bounds. So Tajay Watley with a nice kick return.
Well, just took that ball there in the middle of the field and just took off to his left and had something working for a while, but then Prince Avenue, all those deep men there, just closed him off, and he chose to step out of bounds. I
do want to remind you also that after the game it'll be time for the Honeymoon Bakery player of the game. Hopefully it will not be the last one of the season. But if the game ended right now, it certainly would be. Wide receiver off to the far side, one to the near. Darlington working right to left, trailing 31-6 with 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Brewster getting ready to take the snap. He's got it. Going to fake the handoff. It's play action. Trying to find somebody to get it to, and he finds his wide receiver. Jacob Hunt gets it down to the 36-yard line. A big play for the Tigers.
Yeah, Jacob's actually slot receiver on that play, and just ran a hitch and sat down out there, and the best first down play of the night for Darlington.
Huge play to try to keep the dream alive here for the Darlington Tigers. They do not want their routine to change after this week's over. They want to keep this thing going. Offset I formation for the Tigers. They're going to pitch it on a toss sweep to Tajay, who's brought down almost instantly. They've done such a good job on him tonight for the most part.
Team speed is amazing for them, and Tajay got a toss sweep and just they just shut him down. 1 yard gain.
2nd down and 9 for the Tigers. They go back to the drawing board. This time they're going to line Tajay up in the slot. They'll send 2 wide out to the far side, 2 to the near. In the backfield is Carl Swiger with Griffin Brewster, the quarterback, who's getting ready to take the snap. Here it is. He's rolling out, looking to pass, going to put it in the air, and it's going to be incomplete. And it was sailed way over the wide receiver's head.
Yeah, I think that one just got away from him. Prince Avenue blitzed a man from the left side of Darlington's line there, and he stepped up, did a good job of not letting it bother him, but the ball just sailed on him when he threw it.
9:56 left here in the game, 31-6.
We could have been out on that
That's a good point.
that porch tonight instead of in here. I don't know, that would have been better.
2 wide receivers to the near side, and you got one on the far side for the Tigers with a big 3rd down and 9 coming up. They got to have it. Here's the snap. Brewster going to pass a quick out to the right side. He hits Casey Gunn, stays up, breaks a tackle, and he's brought down. A flag comes in. Let's see what this is all about.
I didn't see. I saw a Prince Avenue guy go flying, but I don't know what it is.
Personal foul against the Tigers.
Personal foul.
I was hoping that was going to go the other way this time.
Well, Darlington doesn't need to lose their composure here. That's a dead ball, so the down counts. Now they're going to be
43-yard line, 44. 43. It was right the first time. Wow. So the Darlington Tigers get ready here on 4th down. 9:41 left. Obviously, this is 4 down territory. This is their last gasp.
Yeah, they have no choice but to go for this.
As we mentioned earlier, they've got to have it. The Darlington comes back to the line of scrimmage. They'll send 2 wide receivers to the near side, a couple on the far, and I think they're going to think this one over. All right, well, let's send it back to the studio for a quick break. 9:23 left. Darlington down 31-6 to Prince Avenue Christian here in Bogart, Georgia. We'll be back after a 30-second timeout. Well, here we are back in Bogart, Georgia. Tough situation here for Darlington, down 31-6. They've got 4th down and 17 to go with the ball currently on the Prince Avenue 43-yard line. So they got a long way to go here for the Tigers. And really, to be honest with you, man, if they're going to have any chance to climb this mountain, they have got to have this 4th down conversion right here.
Yep, they just about need for it to be a touchdown pass.
You're not kidding. So the Tigers come back to the line of scrimmage again at the 43, 4th down and 17. And they'll line up shotgun with wide receivers on each side of the formation, 2 of them. Here comes the snap to Brewster. He rolls out looking to pass. He's going to put it in the air. This is for the home run, and it's incomplete. Overthrows his receiver, Tajay Watley, by, probably 10 yards.
Well, just well overthrown. Prince Avenue came out in a deep cover 4 that time, and Darlington ran 4 verticals down the field, and Tajay was pretty tightly covered. Again, I'm amazed by their speed here because he was pretty much stride for stride with Tajay.
Unreal.
He's a fast player.
43-yard line, the Wolverines will take over on their side of the field.
There must be something about being this close to Athens.
Had to throw that in there, huh? Shotgun formation, 1st and 10. 43-yard line, the Wolverines will start. They're going to pitch it, a toss out here to the right side. This is going to be with J.J. Hudson. I don't think we've seen him carry the ball in this game so far. I don't remember calling his name.
Well, that's the first time we've seen that speed option out of Prince Avenue tonight. Darlington did a good job of getting penetration out there. And
Tommy Atha with the tackle.
About a 5-yard loss.
2nd down and 14 here for the Wolverines with 8:46 left and time ticking. That's a big key there. Darlington down 31-6. 2 wide receivers off to the far side. One of them is Christian Parrish. He's a big threat anywhere he's lined up. There's the snap. Quarterback's going to throw quick out into the flat, and that is going to be completed to number 11, Max Simmons, who makes a little something out of it, but that's going to bring up a 3rd down and I think 10 to go, or 11 actually.
Matt, before that play started, I was going to say I would be surprised to see Prince Avenue throw, but obviously they're not afraid to throw at any part of the game, even here when you want the clock to run.
Well, we pointed out to you at the beginning of the game that statistically 71% of their offense this year has come from passing the football, and you're right. They do not shy away from it in pretty much any situation. 3rd down and a long 10 with under 8 minutes to go here for Prince Avenue Christian. Darlington trying to get a stop and try to find a little hope here. Trying to keep this season going. Here comes the snap. Rowland is going to roll out, looking like if he's going to pass. He gets into trouble with 3 men back in the backfield chasing him, and he's going to throw it out of bounds on the sidelines. And, you know, one of the things that you'll notice about Grant Rowland, what you'd expect from a senior, is he makes good decisions with the football. He knows when to throw it away. He knows when he's got to take a sack. He just knows what to do.
4th down for the Wolverines.
Well, I have seen situations where that would be called intentional grounding because there really was nobody there, and he didn't even throw it in bounds. He just threw it out of bounds way down there.
Casey Gunn back deep here for the Darlington Tigers.
Is this their 2nd punt of the night?
I'll have to go back and look. I do have that. I'll tell you in a second. Here is the kick from Van Griff. It's going to be dropping in at about the 32, bounces Darlington's way, and kind of spins around and dies right around the 32.
That is their 2nd because I remember commenting about Vandergrift the first time he punted.
I had 2 punts for them in the first half, and then
none in the 2nd, I don't think.
No. But Darlington will get the ball back.
Still looking to establish something on offense.
Ball's going to be on their own 35-yard line, but with 7:20, they have got to have some things happen very quickly here to try to climb back in this one. Shotgun formation, trips to the near side, 1 wide receiver to the far side. Brewster rolling out. He's going to throw an out here to the right side. Connects with the receiver. Breaks a couple of tackles, and he gets down to midfield. That was a great pass over to Casey Gunn.
That's a well-designed play there. Just out pass out there to him, and just took off.
So the ball at midfield for the Tigers. College football for you tomorrow on WLAQ, the Iron Bowl. Trips to the near side, 1 to the far side, 1st and 10 from the 50. Brewster rolling out, looking to pass. He's got company in the backfield. He's going to throw it off to the right side, stays up, picks up about 6 yards on the play. And I'm trying to pick up, was that Swiger? I think that was it Gunn or Swiger?
I believe that was Swiger.
I thought it was Swiger.
That was just a safety valve over there for Griffin. Griffin scrambling for life and then spotted him over there and threw it, and a nice gain.
So the Tigers offense right now in 2nd and 3 with the ball on the Prince Avenue 44, and they run it off tackle to the right side of the formation. There's nothing there.
Well, they just really haven't softened up. They have really neutralized our offensive line tonight. Just haven't been able to get any push or any movement on them.
And how many times this season have you been able to say that and it be true, neutralizing this offensive line? Not a lot.
Not very often.
3rd down for the Tigers and 3. Ball on the 43-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers, 1 on each side. There's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Tajay, and he's going to be brought down. He got pretty close to the 1st down. I thought he was going to be brought down instantly.
Looked like, yeah.
But 4th down and 1.
Straight off tackle onto the right side of Darlington's offensive line. And
2-yard pickup for Tajay.
Short of the 1st down. 4th down.
So obviously Darlington down 31-6 with the ball on the Prince Avenue 42. It wouldn't matter where it was on the field. They'd have to go for it here just to try to have any chance whatsoever. Here's the snap. Quarterback is going to sneak, and it's going to be...
Well, they're indicating 1st down already before the head referee even walked up there.
So 1st down, Tigers at the 40-yard line in Prince Avenue territory. Almost to the 5-minute mark, clock ticking.
Darlington's still not been able to run the ball on them.
Shotgun. Brewster gets ready to take the snap on 1st and 10 from their own 40. Trailing big time. They're going to throw a pass out to the right side. And that's going to be picked up by Jacob Hunt, a popular target tonight, and a pickup of 6 or 7.
He has really been showing why UNC Charlotte has signed and why he's committed to UNC Charlotte.
He's been a bright spot tonight.
He's going to be a big asset for them.
2nd down and 3 for the Tigers. Ball on the 33, 4:25 left. Tigers trail 31-6. Here's the snap to Brewster. He's going to delay the handoff to Swiger. Runs around the right side. Did he get it? I think he probably did. Looks
pretty
close to 1st down.
Well, that's just a sweep short to the right side, giving it to Carl coming from the left side to the right side.
He needed to get it to the 30. He's going to be just a little bit short. So 3rd down. 2 wide receivers will split here to the left side, 1 on the far side. And Darlington lines up in shotgun formation. Here comes the snap to Brewster. He takes it, hands it immediately to Tajay Watley, and he breaks through and gets the 1st down.
Tajay Watley on the carry, gain of 2 for a Tiger.
Tajay still not able to break up. That was the same play that Carl ran.
Sam Wessinger on the stop.
Instead, Tajay ran from his right to the left side of the line. Carl ran from the left to the right side of the line, but they just shut Tajay down. He got enough for the 1st down, but not able to break it and get many yards after contact.
So again, 1st down for the Tigers. They've got it inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. 3:30 left here in the game. Darlington down 31-6. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 on the far. And here's the snap. Brewster gets it, throws it a quick out to the right side. They connect with the wide receiver. And he doesn't get quite enough to get the 1st down before they bring him down. Who was that? Casey Gunn?
Pass complete.
Nope.
Can't tell.
I can't either.
Max Simmons on the stop for the Wolverines.
We know that Max Simmons made the stop. We know that part. But I could not pick up that wide receiver. Ian Payne. Okay, it was number 5, Ian Payne.
Again, got it and not much yardage after the catch.
2nd and 1 for the Tigers. There's the snap. Griffin Brewster pump fakes, puts it in the air. They're going for the home run ball, and it is going to be incomplete.
Yep.
Casey Gunn was the intended receiver, overthrown.
Well, that was the hitch and go, pretty good fake, but again, he not able to get much separation down there. The ball was overthrown. It would have taken just an absolutely perfect pass, placed within inches to have gotten that touchdown, because he was stride for stride with Casey running down there.
3rd down and 1 here for the Tigers. Ball on the 20-yard line inside Prince Avenue territory. Steak and Shake halftime fast approaching, a little too fast for the Tigers' sake here as they trail 31-6. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Darlington working right to left, trying to score. Here's the snap. They're going to fake it to Swiger. Quarterback runs, goes off to the right side, and I think he's going to be inside the 15-yard line with a fresh set of downs.
First down yardage.
Well, that was a fake to Carl Swiger, and he just took it and ran in under there and ran off tackle.
Now, this is a good drive for the Darlington Tigers, except for one thing. It is eating the clock, and it's too late.
Yep.
It's already been a 5-minute drive.
This is the kind of drive you want with a 7-point lead.
Exactly. So 1st down and 10 for the Tigers in the red zone. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Brewster taking the snap, rolling out, looking towards the end zone. He's going to run the football. Big hole opens up, and he dives forward inside the 10. I'm going to guess he's probably around the 5-yard line when they line him up. We'll see where they spot him.
Caught from behind, scrambled up the middle, looking to throw, but had to scramble, made a good move to get away from a guy behind the line, and then
2nd and 3, Darlington.
got out there, but they just ran him down from behind and brought him down.
2nd and 3 for Darlington from the 8 is where they spotted it. There's the snap. They give it to Tajay, runs up the middle. Was there much there?
Up the middle.
I can't tell where he went down.
First down yardage for the Tigers.
He looks like he's pretty close to getting the 1st down, but they have not signaled.
No, they put it about a yard short.
So 3rd and 1 for the Tigers from around the 7, or 6, I should say.
Short, Darlington.
2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Under center, he's going to pitch it over to Tajay Watley. Dives forward, and that flag on the play, as you mentioned.
They substituted late, and the man failed to get off. I saw the referee back in the end zone throw a flag because that player for Prince Avenue never got off the field.
Substitution is the call.
There's going to be a 5-yard penalty and a 1st down for the Tigers.
All right, so the Tigers will get ready with 1st and goal.
That was a strange substitution. They sent a man in when Darlington was already up at the line, and he got in there and managed to get in for that guy, but the other guy never had time to get off the field.
Darlington lines up. We're down to the 1-minute mark, folks. Brewster getting ready to take the snap. Tigers trying to score one more before the season is going to end, and they do. They're going to hit Jacob Hunt over on the right side. A 2-yard pass play to Hunt, and the Darlington Tigers score.
As we said, too little, too late.
Indeed. You hate to say that, but a fact is a fact for sure.
That was a nice out pattern that Jacob ran over there, and Jacob did a good job of catching. That was a good throw by Griffin, too. Now they're going for 2.
If they can get it, it would make it 31-14 with 53 seconds left to go. Brewster stays on. Tajay Watley back out onto the field, into the huddle. Let's see what they draw up here for this 2-point conversion. Shotgun formation. It looks like Brewster giving some instruction. They're going to snap it directly. It's going to be a reverse and a pass from Payne. He puts it up, and it's going to be incomplete to Barrick Wade.
Well, that was that play just never did look too good. Who had a man open for a minute, but he didn't have time to get the ball set in his hands to throw to him, and then by the time he got the ball in his hands, there was only one guy at the back of the end zone to try to throw to, and overthrew him.
Darlington Tigers giving every ounce they have to this football game to what is going to be a bitter end of the season, 31-12. But, man, what a run for the Darlington Tigers this year, making it to the quarterfinals. It's been a fantastic season, and really they played a lot of their best football here at the end.
Well, one of the 8 best teams in the state obviously, by getting this far.
And not to mention, there's a lot of young players on this football team, so they've got definitely a good base to build on. But, of course, the obvious is you're certainly going to miss Tajay Watley.
They're going to miss Tajay Watley, going to miss
Carl Schweiger.
Carl Schweiger. You're going to miss Jacob Hunt. You're going to miss Elijah Ball.
A lot of big-time players.
It's like they're lining up for an onside kick.
And here it is from Little, and it's going to be recovered by Prince Avenue. Well, I don't know. Darlington's celebrating. Did they get it? I think he got it. Nope.
Onside kick attempt by the Tigers, out of bounds.
Wolverines will take over. So they're about to be in everybody's favorite formation if you're the team in it here pretty soon.
I'm not sure if Prince Avenue will get in that formation or not. They seem to like to score.
They've done a lot of it, and they've scored 31 points in this game. Their average is 35, so they're right close to it.
Well, I tell you tonight, Prince Avenue is just more athletic than Darlington. Their speed is just really surprising. Well, now
Darlington recovered.
Okay,
I think change of events. So Darlington will get a fifth drive as they recovered the onside kick, apparently. So they'll start around midfield. Brewster's going to throw it towards the end zone to Tajay Watley, and he's going to catch it inside the 10 to the 8. So another big play there for Tajay in his career, wearing, of course, Darlington Tigers uniform.
Well, that was a nice catch by Tajay. Didn't give up on the ball, just kept running and managed to stretch his arms out there. That was just a post pattern straight down the middle of the field, and Griffin managed to get it to him. Darlington would like to score. They'll feel a little bit better about themselves if they can score here.
Shotgun formation with 4 wide, 2 on each side of the formation. They are on the 10-yard line. There's a snap. Going to throw a fade towards Tajay Watley, and it's going to be batted down, incomplete. A good play defensively there for Prince Avenue.
He was covered like a blanket by that defensive back for Prince Avenue, and just really it's better that it went over his head than it be catchable, because he had about an even chance with Tajay.
26 seconds left on the clock. Darlington trails 31-12. They have second down and goal. They'll send 2 wide off to the far side, 1 to the near. Barrett Wade here's on the near side. Payne and Gunn on the far side.
Tajay coming out.
Carl Schweiger in the backfield with Griffin Brewster. Here comes the snap. He is rolling out, looking to pass, and throws it towards the end zone. He catches the pass, but it's going to be incomplete, out of bounds.
Is that Jacob Hunt again?
You know, Casey Gunn.
Well, that was the same pattern, an out pattern, and he threw over there to Casey Gunn and trying to get the cat. He caught the ball, but he apparently didn't get his feet down in bounds.
That brings up third down and goal here for the Tigers with 19 seconds left on the clock. And the season is coming to a close in the quarterfinals for the Tigers. Congratulations to Prince Avenue Christian on heading to the semifinals again.
Well, you wonder how good Athens Academy must be to beat them. That's their only loss of the year.
You are not kidding. There's the snap. Brewster is in trouble. He's going to take a sack with 15 seconds left to go. And the fans go crazy here on the near sidelines.
Darlington, I think, called a timeout.
Daniel Parrish. Josh Hilton.
Parrish with the stop, and Hilton. What a great season here for Prince Avenue Christian that's going to keep going.
Well, they are definitely a good team, and they definitely deserve to move to the semifinals.
And this is the third year in a row they've made it to the semifinals.
Timeout, Darlington.
All right, a timeout for Darlington. That'll give us a chance to take one more. 12 seconds left on the clock. 4th down and 10. Last play coming up after 30 seconds. Well, Darlington had kicked it onside to get possession of the ball this possession, and right now they've got the ball with 4th down and goal from the 10-yard line inside the red zone, trying to score one last time.
Well, actually, with that loss, they're back on the 17-yard line.
Oh, there
now.
you go.
Following the timeout.
Well, the Tigers get lined up and ready to go. As you pointed out, the 17-yard line is where they have the ball. 3 wide receivers off to the far side, 1 to the near. Barrick Wade's the one on the near side. There's the snap. Quarterback bobbles the snap, and they're going to throw it back to him from Tajay Watley. He is going to run towards the end zone to the 5. He breaks through, and the Tigers score. That was a 16-yard run.
Well, that was amazing. He looked like there was about 8 players between him and the end zone, and he tiptoed. And I thought, why did you quit running, Griffin? But he tiptoed around there and managed to get into the end zone. Nice run by Griffin.
Definitely kind of a strange one, but 31-18 is going to be your score here with 2 seconds left.
Griffin ran out to his left and threw back to Tajay, who threw back to on a backwards pass, and Tajay threw the ball to Griffin, and Griffin just tiptoed his way into the end zone.
They're going to keep him out there and go for 2, make it a little bit more respectable at the end of the day. And here comes the snap to Griffin Brewster. He is going to roll out to his right side, putting it in the air for Jacob Hunt, and he hauls it in. Nope, it's going to be incomplete. So the score is going to end up being 31-18.
Well, that was I thought Jacob was going to come down with that. He threw the ball where only Jacob could get it, and Jacob jumped up and had it in his hands, but had it knocked away.
Flag on the play. Dead ball.
So flag on the play, dead ball foul against the Wolverines, I believe I heard.
He said dead ball, so that won't help Darlington. They won't get another shot at the 2-point conversion.
Glad you're with us tonight on WLAQ AM 1410. Really wish that we had a happier story for you and another week of football coming up next week, but this is going to be the end of the road. But again, as you pointed out several times, Eddie, to make it into the final 8 teams left in the bracket is pretty unbelievable.
Yes, it's Darlington really did a good job of coming on late, and they just ran into a team that's frankly just better than they are. They're faster and unable to move the offensive line, unable to do anything with their defensive line, and just stifle Darlington's offense the whole game.
And unfortunately, it's just a fact of life that at the end of the day, every team in every classification season is going to end in a loss except for one. And who knows what Prince Avenue Christian will end up doing moving forward. They have some tough teams they're going to face. Next one's Eagles Landing Christian Academy.
Yes, Elka is I would be surprised if next week is not the end of Prince Avenue's season.
Little is going to kick it for Darlington. Obviously, it's going to be an onside kick attempt. And as he gets ready to go here from the 25 after the penalty was assessed. And here comes the kick, and he's going to kick a squib up the middle of the field. It'll be fielded, and the game is over. 31-18, Darlington falls on the road in the quarterfinals. The Wolverines get to celebrate tonight as they get ready for a 3rd semifinal trip in a row. So congratulations to Prince Avenue Christian. I do want to say thank you to their athletic director, Richard Ricketts, who I think used to be their football coach here, but he's been super nice to us tonight and made sure that we had good accommodations and everything. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, he has been very nice, and everybody up here has been very nice. And of course, we've run into that pretty much everywhere we've gone.
Indeed.
Except for Aquinas, who made you move twice last week. But
that's just part of the gig, man. It happens from time to time. But we make do and we adjust and kind of improvise when we have to. But you know what? That is it. That is going to be the end of our football coverage for the year for the Darlington Tigers. But boy, what a heck of a year it was. They would end up going 8-5 for the season, end up making it to the quarterfinals of the playoffs. So it's been a fantastic season of football, and we're going to send it back to the studio one more time. We'll come back and have one final Honeymoon Bakery icing on the cake player of the game for 2017. in your Steak and Shake post-game show coming up after these messages.
I'm thinking Jacob Hunt.
I was thinking exactly the same thing, man. We're on the same page there.